Sorry for the little bit of a late start, but y'all know us now.
Oh, yeah.
We are not sponsored by White Claw, mango flavored, but we're available.
Let's do that. We're sponsored by Flavors Black Cherry.
Huh. Don't know why everyone's all crazy about that.
I think it's because it's got a really strong flavor. Like a lot of White Claws are kind of airy, you know?
I love mango. You could start your sentence with, I have mango flavored, and I will say yes, and it doesn't matter what you say next. Like, I have mango flavored cat shit. I'd still put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
I love me some mango.
I love mango stuff, but I hate saying it around Taylor because every time I say mango, she says mango. I don't know where she got that, but like every
the only
100% time.
I always say mango.
Every time I hear it, I can only think of Flash Gordon with Mongo. Mongo meantime.
Oh, that's right. I'll just kidding. I've never seen it.
You're missing out.
What's going on over here?
Oh, so there's a couple things I guess we can talk about since we're here. One is those things. So those things are called skinny minis. You may have seen around here like miniatures, like when we played Talisman, like little plastic miniatures you have to put together and paint. Well, who has time for that? Like, we can barely get together once a week to play. We don't have enough time to like put miniatures together, or paint them, or do anything else, set up big elaborate maps. But part of D&D, like one of the fundamentals of it and the experience is sometimes playing with a map. And I don't do that anymore. I don't prefer it. But you guys have never experienced that. So this thing came around, and it's called Skinny Mini, where they're plastic, like hard plastic. If you touch one of them, like, yeah, they're little plastic painted, like very cool artwork miniatures. They had a Kickstarter, and I got into it, and I'm like, okay, I'll just back it at 10 sets. And then I saw, like, okay, well, here's all the characters. You know, every race, every character class, both genders, is 20 sets. And I backed it at 10 sets. I'm like, oh, so I can't get even, like, a set of monsters or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, I guess I got to up it to something more. And I upped it to 25. And then it came in, and like, okay, here's the selector. Here's all the cool sets you can pick. Also, we have this convenient button at the top, which is pick all. So I'm scrolling through trying to figure out what I wanted, and I'm like, fuck it, pick all. So I'm getting like a couple hundred of those things.
Oh my gosh.
It's not just characters, it's not just villains, it's not just monsters. It's terrain, it is mounts. It is spell effects. Like, if you do Mage Hand, you have a little hand that you can float around
so
and show where it is.
Person, there's a little hand, and you can move that out the number of spaces that you'll be able to move. Yeah. The mounts are really cool because you pull them off the base, and the mount has a slit in its back, and you can slide it right on there.
There's a character there, the cleric, all the way on the left, or the tallest dude in the middle. Yeah, so you could take him off his base and slide him onto the mount, because the mount, is this way.
And then he would just go onto the horse like that, and then when you looked at it from the side, it would be right through the middle, and he would literally be up to like his waist, so he'd be riding on the horse. It was actually really cool looking.
So I'm getting all those. They're going to come sometime next year, and we're going to have a game where we're going to use miniatures, and it's a totally different thing because you have to spend your movement to get tactically into position.
It's a lot more strategy.
Know when to do disengages and things like that, and what the effects of everything is. That's one thing that's coming later. The other thing is I got you guys all Christmas presents. But they're not coming till June. Because they're handcrafted. They are Dice Vaults by Wormwood for our really cool dice sets. It's a wood, rare magnet.
Also, they snap together like your big one there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They snap together with rare magnets. They also, if Wormwood makes other things, like here's a place to roll. Like you could have your own little dice kitty. Here's a dice jail. Here's a token holder, if you have that. And they're all in hexagon form, and they all click together with rare magnets. So you could make form a little player base of whatever you need. But this goes along with that. So I did their random assortment. So 4 of these are going to show up. They're going to be random woods,
Sweet.
finishes, carvings. I was going to do inscriptions, but if I do inscriptions, then that
Adds.
whatever that no, it's
yeah, I see
free.
what you're saying.
But then the
Yeah.
random set would be just like if it came in Pinkwood and it was Dayton's, like okay, here you go, and you know,
Like, we thought these were random.
right, like. Because I had, like, you know, never split the party was going to be
Yeah.
yours, and I don't give a shit about your kids. Yeet. But no, that's what I got you guys for Christmas. So,
Thanks,
Yeah,
Wiley.
that's cool. Now we have till June to get him his Christmas presents.
yeah, just, I mean, you guys got me, like, you got me these dice for Maeve,
Yeah.
which are fantastic. Some great stuff going on here. So giving it back to the stream. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wileyverse. We just talked a whole bunch about ourselves for a second there. So hey, yeah, we're 4 people living in Arizona, playing D&D on a live stream. Crickets.
It's not very live.
It'll get there.
Yeah, it'll get there. It'll get there again.
We gotta
Oh,
figure out.
you guys, did you see the survey I sent out? I was gonna talk and check those boxes. Each of those boxes you just check and
So my thing is
count 'em
like
up.
I said before, there's no way that we could do anything around 5 or 6.
No.
You know
It's
what I mean?
days.
No, let's just
Yeah.
yeah, just pick the day and then we'll start
He
narrowing
said
it
Saturday
down.
nights. I said Sunday nights, but
Sunday works for me really well, but it'll be.
Sunday would work. I feel like Sunday would work well because Saturday nights, like the closer sometimes works till like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Sunday nights you're usually out by 9ish. You know what I mean?
I like
So-
Tuesday because I got nothing going on Tuesday, but you guys spend your day together.
That's
that
like our day.
Yeah. So
I mean, like we said, we might be able to like on it every Tuesday now and then pop in if we're doing like something random, you know. But
yeah, I think we're gonna start back up Wileyverse Mitch, where we teach new systems and make characters and delve into things. So like that's always great for additional cast to jump in when needed. But if we can pick up a Sunday stream, especially for your Salt Marsh campaign, that would be awesome.
And I gotta finish my studies so I can start studying.
Yeah. I mean, we're still off
No,
from
I
that.
really
I
wanna
mean,
do
this
it,
isn't
no.
like we're doing it next week, but
I do want to do it because it looks like a lot of fun.
I've been.
And the first one doesn't even have that much boats in it.
I've got like 6 characters I've made so far, but I'm like just.
I told him about this. I was like, I'm gonna do Salt Marsh. He said, check all these characters I made that might work for this.
So yeah, we're gonna be streaming more come this next season because Mitch is out and we just need to stream more. You know, get more viewership, more exposure, and not the kind that Mitch gets arrested for. So speaking of
Arrested
which,
for it.
on this channel, we play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in the Forgotten Realms universe, specifically in the city of Baldur's Gate for this campaign. They are all characters that are working for a mercenary company called the Cardinal Bond. Down at the end there is Mitch, who hasn't been arrested for indecent exposure in at least 2.5 weeks. So,
It's been almost 38 years.
you know, we're all happy about that. He is playing Erovar, our swashbuckler rogue, and pretty much the only person that has got real experience. Maeve has a little bit, but he is the person that knows Baldur's Gate a little bit better than everyone else. He's got familiarity with the Guild, the little underground thieves organization that's going on, the organized crime. Next door to him is Kaylin playing Loradov. She is a Eladrin monk from the Feywild, specifically of the Astral Soul class from Unearthed Arcana. She has taken her Feywild persona with her into the Prime Material Plane on a assignment that was kind of like just brought them to Baldur's Gate and stranded them here. And when I'm saying them, I'm also referring to Dayton down here, who was also playing Eladrin from the Feywild, named Jorgarai. He is a Horizon Walker Ranger, kind of specializes in the planeswalking and finding portals and dealing with all that, which came in really handy when they opened a portal to hell in their very first adventure. But that's not where they're at now. Right now they are hired to dig up dirt, try to find a connection from a royal family, one of the noble families of Baldur's Gate, the Patriarchs, to a cult of the Dead Three, the evil gods of the Forgotten Realms, which has found them in some strange places. They went down to pretty much a derelict and homeless camp run by a priest of Ilmater, the Ilmater or Ilmater, however you want to say it, god of suffering, who runs kind of like a camp and refuge for the downtrodden of Baldur's Gate, where some people have gone missing and possibly ended up inside or a part of a flesh golem that they dispatched. But for that shrine, they have gone into the crypts and are finding things that are desecrating bones and bodies that are interred there, where they've encountered a couple of carrion crawlers, which they just smacked around pretty handedly, though they're not done yet. So you guys are currently underground. It is kind of wet and drippy down here, and you don't, like, none of you really have a good direction sense for being underground. There's no dwarves here. But you don't know which way you went. Like, you could be, more towards the ocean or the river. You could be underneath the river for all you know. You don't feel like you've walked that far. But the crypts, the catacombs, have turned into sewers and then kind of turned into natural caves. And you all know that Baldur's Gate is just riddled with natural caves and secret entrances and all that.
That's what makes it so much fun.
It's so much fun. There's an upper world and an underworld. Literally. So you find yourself in this natural passageway, this natural tunnel. You've just faced down 2 carrion crawlers. They are kind of what they say, just what their names are. They eat carrion right down to the bone. Like, they will take a bone, and it's not just they're after the marrow, they dissolve the entire thing and eat it. So, of course, that's not good for a place called the ossuary, where they literally just inter bones. And you face 2. I think some of you have been smacked around a little bit. Some abilities have been used, and you hear ahead of you more skittering and crawling.
Only someone could track these creatures while I try to keep my boots from getting wet.
I mean, there's a tunnel that goes forward. Like,
I'm just being a dick. We have a guide that's guiding the guide.
A guide guider?
A guide guider.
Who?
It's kind of a cool guide. I mean, he's a
ranger.
Yeah. Did you take wilderness this time or survival?
He has survival.
I have survived.
What was I looking for here?
So,
Well, I say we were here to see what was causing the fuss. Let's head towards it.
how far away are they?
You don't know. It's definitely outside of your dark vision, and this tunnel goes for at least another 60 feet. There's like the edges of your dark vision. The sounds of them do sound very echoey and far off. Almost like it definitely doesn't sound like they sounded when they were coming at you in this tunnel. So it sounds like they're somewhere bigger. So this place probably opens up to something larger.
This is the only way to go.
Yes, you're in a straight, tunnel at this juncture.
We should just tread lightly and know that we're likely to encounter more of these things and just be ready this
Sneak.
time.
And also, Maeve points out and reminds that there was a little crevice that one of them came out of.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever's in front needs to look out for those. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm running Maeve, the NPC priest of Timor.
Well, that's weird for our DM to say that.
Yeah.
All right, let's sneak ahead.
All right, sneak.
A natural 10 plus.
10.
Yeah. It took Xerox a little longer to get his sneak up because he was still doing some magic and other things. This guy's just a fast talking sneak ass.
Yeah, you guys start creeping forward, probably fairly quietly, going at a medium pace.
At a medium pace.
Inspiration. Yeah. If you get the GM's reference, then you're in lead, right? And then it was you, and then it was him, and then Maeve's in the back. Oh, I need to look how long her duplicate lasts, because there's 2 Maeves at the moment.
I mean, this is really how our order is right now, right?
Right, and you can change it if you want, going forward.
I know initially he was up front.
No, you were in front.
You've been in front most of the time.
Yeah, because he got attacked when no one saw the thing in front, and it came out in the middle of you guys, because Maeve finally spotted it.
And also you're, like, I'm more, like, charming and
Yeah.
hidey. I'm not
If this was, and even like if this was a dungeon, you may be the person in front instead, trying to find traps.
No,
but this
totally.
is a cavern, and you're hunting
And
beasts.
I don't have, like, a bow this time. I'm not, like, a distance hunter sort of thing.
All right. That is.
Hey, shirt name.
Sure, Dane. That's Galen. What's going on, Galen?
Erevar is lying. Erevar is lying. That's just the first thing he said.
Yeah, that's totally true. 1 minute. So her duplicate disappears pretty much like right after the combat. So are you pushing forward, or are you going to try to take a breather or retreat back
Does
to
it
take a
need
breather?
healing or anything?
Some people got, like, you got hit,
Yeah, I hit for 2.
I'm good.
and you.
All right.
Okay. All right. Push forward.
I never trust you when you say that. You're always like, I'm all right.
I'm down
You're
11,
like,
11 hit points. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, 2 is like a 15th of my hit points. It's more than that, actually.
Bandy would have had some friends tonight. There were like 3 coyotes standing like just outside my driveway when pulling up.
We got a miniature of you, Galen. It's an owlbear. It's an archaeologist owlbear, though.
Totally an archaeologist owlbear. An archaeo bear.
There you go. Archaeowlbear.
Archaeal bear. So you're going forward. I mean, there's no perception for this. It splits into 2 tunnels, but the split is not full. So all of a sudden the tunnel starts widening, and then there's a protrusion down the middle, but it just kind of forms a little wall. But it just looks like this thing is opening up, and there happens to be a little like rut through it.
Does one of them seem like it goes up?
They both seem like they're kind of staying the same level. You can't tell which elevation you're going if you're going up or down.
You want to go down the lower?
You ain't dwarves. Well, I mean, it just, like, again, it's not really a hallway. It's not 2 separate tunnels. It's just, like, something about...
I get it, but I was just saying, like, if the wall was, I mean, you can still have, like, a staircase goes up.
Like, if it's, uneven ground or anything like that. But it kind of seems like it's still kind of just going open, but the way it's opening up, it looks like it's about to open up. Like, this is just the start of a larger natural cavern.
Yeah. Sort of.
Give me your inspiration back.
It's like class all over again. Got a D for the day. Damn it.
You lost your
My
gold star?
art's still out.
They last like 10 minutes, don't they?
So they shouldn't be out yet.
Sun's out, guns out.
I got this weird... This isn't the normal kit I take either. I'm like, I have some ball bearings. I can do
Yeah,
something. I'm
10
like, oh, I don't
minutes.
have that.
10 minutes, yeah, so they're definitely still up.
I have a candle.
You've only wasted a minute worth of time.
Okay.
So when you have those, when she has those out, are they like lit? Like, do they create light?
They do create light, but it is very localized. It is not more, it's not as much as a torch.
I'm just saying, like, from a distance. Like, my eyes can see a torch from a
Yes.
mile away. Would I see her little glowy body?
No, you would see it as if it was a candlelight, essentially. But you could still see it from far away.
Okay, that's what
I mean-
like, you're being obvious.
Should we just chuck a torch down this?
You don't have to. We got you. You're
And it's not enough to screw up any of you guys' dark vision
well,
either.
I don't care
so.
about that. I just was wondering, like, should I even be sneaking? Should we just walk around? Because
She has this little bit of illumination going on.
It's the difference between candlelight and night vision when
Yeah.
you're doing like mage stuff.
No, it's not I mean, there's no rules for it. It's just her effect. So I I'm not going to punish for you having a cool flame effect. So I'm, it's not going to kill dark vision. It's not going to kill that, but it still is glowing if that ever
I was just curious.
happens. If it ever is necessary.
So we're trying to figure out what is eating the bones down here, or at least messing with the bones.
Well, I mean, you figured it out.
Yeah.
It's carrying crawlers, but now, that they don't have money to hire, they didn't have money to hire mercenaries to come down here even to figure it out. They didn't want you to just figure it out. They wanted you to deal with it.
And they'll give me my silver back for doing it. That's what it was. That was the deal.
And you didn't part with much silver, so...
I didn't part with whose silver?
Much silver.
What? Every little bit counts.
Mm-hmm. Maeve parted with most of it.
Well.
You and Maeve.
I gave him a gold, so...
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I'll just sit this one out.
I knew I didn't start that Reddit.
Didn't happen. Brother Hodges...
Fake news.
Brother Hodges squashed that fast. All right.
So...
It looks like it's opening up. It looks like it's going to get bigger. It looks like it's also going to get... it can separate you. Or,
so at this
have
point,
an option to separate you. You might go to a less advantaged position if you don't figure things out.
And so from this position, though, because of the openness, it just sounds like the sound is coming out of that open.
Yeah, it is now the chattering, the I don't know what you even call it, the skittering has stopped. It was only there for when you killed those two and they screamed out. All of a sudden, there's all this kind of
so they're just re-hiding.
and then it's kind of quieted down now.
Well, I'm gonna head off to the left.
I think we'll all stay together, right?
Oh. Maybe you go to the right. I'm just kidding.
Split the party.
No, not yet. There'll be plenty of time for that.
It's just all go left.
So you all go left, and this is now opening up. And it's kind of what you're going down. You can kind of definitely feel a downward slope to this a little bit. And there's that kind of wall coming here, but there's more. There's more just these little...
As we go down, does the wall seem to stay the same level, and so we're getting deeper below the wall?
It's getting wider and bigger as it is. You don't know where that other place, if it kept level or went down.
Saying,
but
if the wall is right here and we start going down deeper, that would appear to be raising.
It's not even really a wall. Again, it's this is just natural stone coming out. It is getting bigger. And it's not a steep climb. It's pretty low, but it's like this.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's others. So there's more of these. It's kind of opened up to a wider almost opening, 15 feet across at this point, with more little juts coming up that are heading down, and it is opening up into a fairly large cavern. And you're starting to just get this into your edge of your dark vision. A larger cavern, and there's these ruts through all of it. Top and bottom now. They're not stalactites or stalagmites. It's these grooves carved into this, almost like water has been running down this and creating canyons through erosion on the top and bottom of this place. And it's just the ceiling is just rutted and pitted, and some parts broken. The places got so weak and frail that they broke off, and now there's rubble on the ground. But even the ground is pretty ripped up. Not a whole lot of good purchase. Not a whole lot of good just flat ground in this opening. There's...
Just go back and try the other way.
And no, you can tell that this opens up all of it. You're going to see the same thing from the other side. It's just opening up into this really rough chamber, this cavern.
Just never double guess the rogue.
Yeah. So,
unless you know what's good for you.
Yeah, that's what you're kind of walking into, and all you can see is 60 feet right now. When Maeve goes, hey,
Hey.
she takes off her glasses, hand these up to Jordan.
I was like, don't you dare start lighting stuff up. That's not how we do it.
Put them on.
You put them on?
He puts them on.
Oh,
Good.
I mean, she's handing them up. So.
Oh, you were talking to me.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, hand these up to Jordan.
You're the only one.
Because you guys are in a line, it's...
You're the only one of us that she
I need
trusts.
Huh? Yeah, I need them.
Oh, yep, hey.
So actually it goes to, because you're next,
Oh, yeah.
next to her, so hand these up to Jordan.
What do you want me to do with these?
Eat them.
Oh, hold on.
Yes, that's what we want you to do with them.
All right, so now you can see 120 feet.
Oh, it's even shittier now that I can see better.
You see that it's opening up even further. There is it only ever gets about 40, 50 feet across before it kind of starts heading back up. There's a lot of water, just kind of ambient water in here. It's running down, accumulating in rivulets and dropping here and there. Everything's kind of wet. That terrain on the bottom looks terrible to maneuver on. You guys are really going to have to watch your footing. Any dashes or running is going to be very, very difficult unless you're running up and down the same way the ruts go. Make me a perception.
It'll be even harder to read those dice with those glasses.
Yep.
Flip the shades up.
That's no good.
Also remember that in this condition, Maeve is blind.
Yes. I don't think any of us really cares a lot about Maeve right now.
No.
Just kidding.
I got a whole 13.
She is the one that's going to need to heal you.
No. It's Shawnee. That was one from
Shawnee,
yours.
yeah.
Dane and I would be so stuck. And Wiley would just let us argue. We could do this. We could do that. We could try this. I bet if I climb this, I'm like, no, I don't have very good climbing. You have better climbing. All right, so let's find some rope, all that stuff. And then he'd be like, one of your party can fly. And we're like, who? I can't fly. I don't have a jetpack or anything. Oh, Shawnee. 10-minute arguments without even considering the other PC.
13.
Okay, that's kind of what you see. It opens up to a fairly wide cavern. The ceiling's about, all in all, it's 50 feet across, about 30 feet high, and it just kind of goes back. You guys were kind of going down, but it's not really going down. This is just the pinched end of this cavern that's been carved out by some major water flow in its past, which is still kind of coming through. And it goes kind of up, and then you see it kind of tapering at the end of your 120-foot view back down. But that's really all you're seeing in this. Just this big rivulated cavern, almost corrugated all around. Just rough little gouges through this.
So I would skinny all this to my compatriots.
You're telling us you just see more of what we see right here a little farther.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All
Seems
right.
about right. So we're just going to have to travel deeper to find these things if we're going to invest them. Maybe we should split up a little bit into... No.
Just do a line.
Yeah, I'm not...
A line across instead of a line
Exactly. Or do two, one in front, one in back, one in front, one in back.
staggered.
Have each Eladrin be in front, and then Maeve behind one and me behind the other, that kind of thing. That way
Should
we
we
can
give Maeve back these glasses, or should I keep them?
drop. They're
Drop
over
them and
here.
break them.
I mean, she's blind right now. So.
She is literally blind except for what little light her arms are producing. So she can see.
Every time I see
She
those,
can see you.
those hideous things cost 13 real life dollars.
I swear,
You could sell them for 50, 60 gold maybe.
I know, but it's just funny to me to think
her and I saw them somewhere recently, on a show or in a movie, and I'm pretty sure those are damn glasses.
what I think is funny
whoever
is
it was, just use these.
someone probably had these sitting in the garage for years. And no one's gonna buy it. Did they just get a sale? Did someone just buy
who did this?
a purple version of these?
Nightshades.
Arizona.
So yeah.
Yeah, you should give it back to her. Because this music in your staring gaze is that's way creepy. You're like the final boss, but uncomfortably so. It's not like you have a giant sword and gnashing teeth. You're creepy.
Like a Resident
dude.
Evil Capcom final boss.
Yeah, pretty much. You're oh, he takes his glasses
He's the
off.
scientist.
Wasn't too in the dark.
She puts them back on. Maeve is now wearing her nightshades again. Alright, you guys are pressing forward. You're gonna do two lines, the
That's my
square
suggestion.
formation.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Which one of you is stronger? Then we'll put Maeve behind you.
Maeve wants to be behind her anyway.
That's what I figured was going to happen. I think that's why we kept sticking together anyway, was because you don't trust me and Maeve doesn't trust me.
Nobody trusts you.
Well, those two have become friends a long time, and then I don't trust you,
Hey, you know
and
what?
I trust her. So
Money
it's
makes
like,
friends,
hey,
man. Money makes friends.
So now you are, so you're coming down, kind of a left approach. I mean, you still have, if this thing is 50 feet across, you're kind of in the, 20 foot and 10 feet over to the wall. You're in that 10 feet, and then the rest of the 30 are over here. So you're coming down the left side.
I do kind of.
Who's going to be on the inner and who's going to be on the outer track?
We'll be on the inner, or the outer, sorry.
Jordarai and you are going to be on the outer?
I don't know, what do
And
you
her
think?
and
oh yeah,
Maeve
'cause
are going to be
you're,
on the inner?
you're behind, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
I knew that
me
wasn't
and Lord
charging.
of, and then Maeve and
I knew it wasn't charging.
It was charging. It played for a very long time.
Huh?
Arrowvar.
Yeah, this is dead too.
Huh.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm like, taking notes keeps me in the game.
So,
I know that you wrote a second name down or whatever this is.
Paul and Bones?
Paul and
Right when she said that, I was like, it keeps me involved in the game. Like, what about this drawing?
What am I
and
supposed to
this-
write down?
and
We're in a
this
dark
doodle?
tunnel.
No, but it's just funny.
Did you write down-
That's your
did you
opinion
write down
about
what you were
me.
facing? Carrion crawlers? Like the
Carrion
name of the
crawler.
creatures?
No, I didn't.
You don't have to.
I mean, you don't have to, but
you can say worm things or
Yeah.
like
did you see the picture? It's my favorite picture of carrion crawlers
They show
ever.
us the picture.
it's pretty
Yeah,
gnarly.
pretty gross.
Alright, so we're going down this area we're choosing. So there's me on the left / outer,
Okay. And-
Lord of on the inner right.
Yep.
Right behind her is Maeve. Right behind me is Arrowvar.
So,
It'd be like 2 rows like this.
and you're going down, again, like you're having to really concentrate on your footing because, like, you're stepping into ruts into the ground that are stone.
I'm fine.
Like, you have to, like, wedge your foot in there or be very mindful because it's wet.
Every time I slip, I'm like,
So-
uncanny dodge.
Most of us are actually pretty
Uncanny
athletic, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you guys are all dexterous.
Except for probably Maeve.
She's dexterous.
I was gonna say she has
Like,
some pretty
she's
good-
thiefish, basically. She has a 16 dex, and that's the lowest in the entire group, I think.
yeah.
So,
on
like
18,
18,
and that's-
18,
even that's- yeah.
20. So,
This is the weirdest rogue I've ever played. Like I like it, but I'm like, I'm not the sneaky guy.
so you guys are all keeping your footing pretty well, but you have to concentrate on your footing. Like, this is not a fun place to walk down. Like, there's no just flat ground to step on.
Well, I guess if that's the case, then I'd like to take a second to kind of look around then, since we haven't in a while.
Perception.
Perception.
Wow.
That's not
Just
good.
throw that anywhere
Not
at
easy.
anyone, bud.
All right, let's use that inspiration.
Already.
Hey, I like to use it right away. Damn it. 17, I believe, but let me check. 17.
Okay. So you guys are making your way forward. You're just doing your normal scan. You kind of already looked in here further than where you are right now. So you're doing your scan, concentrating, keeping an eye on companions. And since you're on the outside, you're keeping an eye on the walls because that's where you think they're going to come from, pretty much, like out of crevices and stuff. You're going, and you're behind. And, like, Lord of, like, leans down to grab some rock to move forward. And so, like, you're in the square, like, you're here, Lord of's here,
Mm-hmm.
So when she kind of, like, gets out of your line of sight and you kind of look over and see more of the cavern, up to 60 feet, your eyes kind of drift up, and you think you see some weirdness to the ceiling. Just, like, 10 feet away and 30 feet up from that, kind of like down the middle of this cavern on the ceiling. There's something weird in the ruts up there, and you almost think it shifts, like you're looking at some ruts and it goes like this, rolls up.
I'd be like, hold, fellas. I believe I saw what he said.
I saw it.
I was gonna be like, some weirdness about 10 feet away and 30 feet up.
What's this weirdness look like?
Some sort of undulating movement in the darkness, but I can't be sure.
Very descriptive.
It's very specific.
So
into my mind
I'm gonna ask you guys to do something.
Uh-oh.
and then I'm going to explain what happens afterwards.
Those are always my favorite.
Yep. So everyone make me a Constitution saving throw.
It's unfortunate.
God damn it, man.
No one ever takes Constitution.
Right? Like,
Damn it.
it's so weird for Strength and Constitution to be the dump stats
I know, for
in
an
groups,
entire party.
and that's been our entire parties since
no,
we've started.
Rofrost had some
Rofus had
Constitution.
Constitution strength because he knows better. But
better too, doesn't
but
mean
all of
stop
us, like,
me.
you're a rogue. There's no reason. I mean, hit points always are better, but
Yeah.
You said saving throw, right?
saving throw, yes.
Oh, saving throw. That's
Saving throw. So make sure you
much
look at your
better.
saving throw.
Hey, it's the same. I feel like you're gonna have to paint better numbers onto those dice.
No, they're fine.
Yeah, 17.
12.
4.
Okay.
I might have a chance.
I'm
So-
alive and precious. I have a
You hear this
disturbable constitution.
weird hissing sound. It's hissing, but it's sounds like it's going in instead of out, like, and then
I knew that was spit.
huh?
That was spit.
That is not.
No.
That isn't like I don't know what that picture is. I don't know what that one's doing, but this is a variant that someone else made.
Okay, because that
like,
other one
yeah.
caterpillar-like, and they have
And
a
they-
massive tongue.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they eat bones. I don't know what the hell that was, but this is, and all of a sudden, like this, like mist just comes from the ceiling and just, and it is caustic. It like comes down, and it's a little bit irritant on the skin, but you two like were instantly like. The weird thing is, like, you were more aware. You were already looking up there, and you're like, okay, what's up there? And then it just hits you right in the face. Both Lord of and Maeve are like, "Mm," and close their eyes and block. But you two are blinded.
Damn it. Who else is blinded? You got blinded?
Yep, Jordarai and you.
Damn it. We're on the inside.
Erevar, like, you're on the
we're on the
outside.
outside.
Both of these people, like, ducked. Like, you got hit.
Okay, that's what I thought. So
Like,
I thought you were
it's-
describing us being closer to the wall and them being more out, which is not what I first described. I was like, we'll be out front, basically.
You picked the outside track, like, towards the wall.
Oh, okay, so that's what I thought. So they
Yeah.
ducked down, and I was like, look. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, great.
So, you are. Hold on. Wait for it.
Is it blinded?
Where do I put?
You are poisoned.
Where do I put stat stuff on? Is it
What?
abilities, save senses,
Oh, no, wrong one. Let me find this.
conditions?
Conditions. You are
Not
blinded
Boo!
for 1 minute,
Damn it!
and here we go. Both of you take. Let me just do it.
So a blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. And the creature attack rolls have disadvantage. Nope.
Both of you take 18 damage.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay.
No.
You were aware, like, until you were blinded, you were aware, like, you heard it. So I'll allow it. You and Maeve take 9.
Fuck, man, that is also not good though.
Are you serious right now?
I am totally serious right now.
You're like, already.
What did you roll for your initial perception walking into this place with those glasses?
13.
It was like a 13. Like,
That was
you didn't see
bonus.
shit.
What was your Constitution roll?
Only 12.
Oh, that's right. Dude,
Yeah.
that was fucking.
All right. So, and all of a sudden, there's much louder chattering.
It's
and it
probably
seems
a
like,
side effect of the mist.
and it seems to be coming from the middle of the chamber on the ceiling. Initiative rolls, everybody.
My hearing's gotten much better since I've been blinded. Don't worry, guys. Oh, that's much better. Jesus.
Hey everyone, I can't see shit. And I'm in a lot of pain. Sorry.
You can't even see where you're bleeding from. That lot of good rogue initiative does right now.
Right?
The one time I actually roll it well, too.
It'll.
I got a 24 for my initiative. and
It's
I'm
going to
fucking
be
blind.
better than you think. Oh no. Okay. 1 second before I get your initiatives.
I need to look at my equipment. I don't think I can gouge my eyes out with. I do have ball bearings. I knew they were in there somewhere. Those are one of those things that I hold on to forever. I'll use them like twice in like a real year, and every time I use them, I'm like, and they never work. And I just hold on to them for longer. So people watching this on the computer right now can see our character sheets and equipment and stuff
in
like that.
in real time.
Cool.
So they saw you lose hit points, get your conditions.
That's so cool. One of these days I'm going to skip just so I can see it. We'll have to
Let me play your character.
I can't make it there tonight, but I'm gonna watch.
Well, I don't.
Online.
When I was in Arkansas, I didn't even think about that because like by the time you guys started playing, it was later there.
And you were on your phone or something like that.
I had my computer with me, but at that point, I mean, it was like 1 in the morning, and we were getting an early start the next day, just trying to wait for you guys because it's 2 hours ahead over there. So 11:30, 24.
Lord of
24.
God. Jordan.
17.
All right. Lord of Erevar, which one of you wants to go first?
You go first, wherever you are.
All right. So you need to make a perception to open up your eyes and see what the hell just happened to you.
Just letting you know, I'm going to stab wildly into the dark.
14.
Okay. So you're looking around. You've got a pretty good idea that the thing came from the ceiling. So you're looking up, and you see tentacles retracting up there, and a whole bunch of movement in those ruts and juts of rock that are up there. Just like shadowy movement. You don't have really good visual on what's going on up there because, and again, it's so many deep ruts and things like that. But a lot of them are moving. So that's what you see to make your decision off of, really, is about 10 feet that way and 30 feet up. There's a lot of movement on the ceiling.
I bet they're fireball.
I said this last time, we're like, should I just pull out a torch or something and light up the room a little?
I was gonna say,
You might, but you can see.
I'm sorry.
You can
I
see
don't have
further than a torch will let you. And if you light a torch, you cancel everyone's dark vision. And now you're just using light of the torch or whatever fire you create at that point.
Also, if you stir them up, they might be taking a defensive position right now, but if you throw a torch at them, they might scatter and they won't be surrounded, that kind of thing.
It also could, who knows if it'll go out or you can get it back. But if you throw something up there that can light it up, you'll at least see what you're dealing with.
It's up to you. I can't see anything anyway, so.
I mean, I know what we're dealing with, right? But
You can just try to move over to get more underneath it so you can get a better look at what's going on up there. I don't know if you want to do that, but you
it
can.
doesn't sound safe.
No, not at all.
Can she see where it's at right now, though?
She can tell where the motion is, where the shadows are moving and the things are doing in the room. And it's you said it's 10 feet over, 30 feet up. So it's, not accurate math, but 40 feet away and you have 60-foot dark vision and there's these stone rivulets basically blocking a lot of your view. So you're just seeing movement. Shadowy movement.
I come up with a real measurement for feet. You're
Feet.
40 feet, and I was like...
40 feet.
Oh, it's feet. I like that.
I guess I could move a little closer.
Okay.
To get a bit. Either way, I'm gonna end up. Should I just punch the roof? I don't know.
I don't know if you can punch the roof. You don't have that range unless you want to jump. Acrobatics check to jump up there and smash it.
I mean,
could phase
that's
step
30
up.
feet, though. Can she
Phase
reach 3 stories up with her jump and her arms?
She is a monk, yeah.
Wow.
Her jump is pretty ridiculous, especially because she uses dex or wisdom for it instead of strength.
Damn, wisdom for jumping.
Yep, because she's Astros.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess I'll just move.
Okay, so you're gonna move over. So here's the deal with moving sideways along this place. You're gonna have to make an acrobatics check to maintain your balance. You still have an action. So you can, move over there and hope you can get an attack, or move over there and use a defensive action. But you're going to have disadvantage because of the wet floor. You can concentrate on moving and cancel that disadvantage. But that would take your action.
I'll do it with the disadvantage.
Alright. So, acrobatics at disadvantage.
Like the music went from like horrifying to like Japanese horror film.
So I do it twice. And
You do it twice and take the lowest.
So,
What was it?
9.
9.
I eat shit.
You do stumble and end up going prone, but you get to where you were going. Like, you move your... Like, did you want to just move 10 feet over? Like, where you
Yeah,
could get right underneath it?
Yeah.
So you move 10 feet over and you're scrabbling and you just, like... You hit one of the rock going down and it's too wet and you, like, slide, jam your foot, kind of go down to your knee. You're not, like, prone, like, sprawled out. You're just having to maintain your balance and keep up. And you look up, and there is one massive carrion crawler up there. It is 8 feet wide. It is just going back through all of these, like it's almost like part and dug into these things up there. It's just this huge, and it seems to go on for more than 20 feet. Just this insanely large creature. And as you're going over there, like its tentacles are even like already starting to kind of look down at you and
You say it was 8 feet wide or long?
wide.
Damn it.
20 feet long.
Is this the only thing in here, or are there little ones around too? I don't know.
You don't see any little ones?
Fantastic.
actually, I mean, because we're blind anyways, you're tossing a torch might not have been the worst idea. If you had stuck with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only you two. Alright, so you...
Alright.
First off, at the end of your turn, you're going to get a saving throw to try to cancel the blind, to try to recover. But that's at the end of your turn.
That's fine.
So what are you doing now?
I yell, call out, mates, and not be stabbed. That means you guys. Your mates.
Could I have, like, let them know what I see, though, out loud? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
you can yell.
There's a
That's
fucking
why I'm-
huge worm up here.
Alright, so I hear where she's at.
Yeah.
Huge worm up here.
Do you say specifically that it's on the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay. There's a huge worm on the ceiling. Fucking huge worm on the ceiling.
Fucking huge.
Alright, well then I won't have to worry about it anymore, and I'll stab upwards.
Alright, you hit nothing.
Do I have to roll?
No, like there's...
Sweet.
I wish I could see him, but I'm blind also. So.
You're doing the same thing.
You occupy a 5 foot square and you can reach to the next square 5
that's
feet
right.
up.
Yeah.
It's 30 and
Yeah.
it's
Moving.
20 feet that way. Like,
Hey, Lord and Savior.
Hey.
what's going on? You got
You got
an
an
emote.
emote?
Yeah, we got. He just Where is he? You just subscribed or something? What's going on?
He shared 5 emotes.
You got an
And
emote. Thanks.
Shared rewards to 5 others in chat.
Sub shared reward to 5 others in chat.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Lord and Savior Ace, they're fighting a massive carrion crawler. I'm not going to give it a name yet. You haven't really seen it, so
Well, one of us has seen it.
What's that?
exactly.
And we're all excited. Is this what it is?
Do you get
No,
them?
that's different.
I don't think so.
Only you get those?
What?
Wait, Mitch used it. Oh, no, that's a
No,
different
that's a
one.
different one. Dang it.
Oh, the emotes?
Yeah, I'm actually not subscribed at the moment, so
Yeah, you need to do
I
that.
know I need to re-up that. So am I need to make my saving throw against what, Constitution?
You're using your saving throw against Constitution, correct?
I was more for like if we were actually in the chat when he did it, we would have got it, but because we weren't.
Fuck, 9.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. You are still blind.
Fuck, my fake roll for stabbing was a 16.
Yeah, that would have.
Yeah,
That wouldn't have because like it would be your Constitution and
Yeah.
not.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You just have to be a member of the chat. Is that what it is?
All right, he gave us the Santa Claus, so thanks for the Santa Claus.
That's cool. Oh, that's cool, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for that. Maybe one day we'll finish it.
I know, I was talking about that the other day too. I actually ran into someone at my wife's Christmas party. One of her coworkers plays D&D, and I forgot she had watched a couple of our streams.
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, she was introducing me to her boyfriend, and she's like, this is Mitch, he has a Twitch channel. He's like, oh, cool. She's like, they run a Dragon Bond campaign. And I was like, it's been a while since you were there. I guess we lost a player and haven't done that since. He went to Fat King.
The other one, I think, when I subscribed to something.
I like that it's what is his name, Jeff or whatever from.
Yeah.
But he's a Shiba Inu. That's a good one.
I miss him. I need to subscribe
You
to
can
it.
clip my nails too.
Anyway. So you can do the little crawly. All right. So
The fuck's going on?
you are not
Unblinded.
unblinded. You are just still swinging at the darkness. You're attacking the darkness.
I was gonna say that.
You're attacking the darkness.
I attack the darkness. You see an elf.
My turn?
Yeah, that'd be you.
17?
17.
Shoot an arrow randomly at the ceiling. I mean, the worst that could happen is you miss or roll a 1 and shoot me.
I mean, am I just gonna shoot an arrow at the ceiling?
You tell us.
Like, did she say at all, like, that it's...
You heard where her voice is. You can try to start making
Can I
educated
assess that it's
guesses.
above her
Yeah.
Well,
voice?
she said it was above us.
Yeah. So
But then I
you're-
would shoot straight up.
Well,
If she says something
Well,
that's above
I
her...
guess that's what I
specifically-
did. It's just you and me.
you hear that she's moved over. I mean, you tell me what you do. Are you going to shoot? She's moved over. You hear her voice further away. You've heard her move. She says, "There's a big ass
I mean,
thing above us."
hypothetically,
I
tell me if this is dumb, but like we did like grow up training together. So if he asked me for direction,
That's
I
true.
might be able to explain it to him in a way because we
You'd have
trained
a
together for
call
so
out.
long.
Yeah.
Like
So,
say
like, if
4
you're, like-
o'clock and 10 hunts.
Yeah, something like that.
I would also probably assume, like, if I heard her move and she got farther away from me, it probably means she called out this thing. She doesn't run away from things; she runs at them. So I would know that, like, it's closer to where.
But you
she's
can
at.
call out, like, where is it? And she can do a call back. You're still firing with disadvantage.
That's fine.
I'm just going to allow you to actually roll, because if you're just like, I'm going to shoot above me, like, that's a miss. So I'm going to allow you to actually roll with disadvantage.
So I say, where at? And you say,
Half past hair on freckle, and you know what that means.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I was just like, let's hear the terminology. Fuck it. Unfortunate.
Pretend your dick is the cave, and that mole is where that would be. Like, oh, that way. Oh yeah, you want to say mango? Or-
Yep, sure. Yeah. Inspiration
Yeah,
for
yeah.
coming up with random terminology. What'd you get?
You're pretty good at this
Okay,
game.
I'll have one.
Oh yeah.
I have one tonight.
Alright, you grab me one, Mitch.
What?
I said I'm going to have one tonight.
Nice.
Are you just not drinking in general, or?
I haven't
She
tried
wasn't
any better.
until right now.
Yeah, I'm just cut later.
All right. So,
I mean, it's been 10 days. I don't think a White Claw really is gonna send me off the rails.
That's like 2 or 3 at a time, and never at home anymore.
yeah. Man, they're only 100
I'm
calories?
just drinking like fucking
That's like 2 vodka
5
sodas.
bombs a night.
All right. What'd you get?
15.
You hear your arrow smash against stone and shatter.
Maybe the thing is made out of stone. Good shot.
Like, it was going up towards the thing, but there's just so many of these
15?
Jordarai,
gouges.
we are blind.
Hits it.
Jordarai, the carapace must be made of stone.
I think you're right, Aerovar.
All right.
For once.
I like that you're like
saving throw.
wiping your eyes in real
Yep.
life.
Constitution saving throw.
You can unblind yourself by rolling higher than a 12.
I'm not a disadvantage for this, right?
Can we get a candy bowl?
We shouldn't get a candy bar.
Yeah, I feel like that would help me.
You know what's funny?
M&M's or Reese's Pieces,
Hope you do
or
well.
both.
Just help me in general.
One time we were playing. And
It has to be soft, something that doesn't like. You can't have
Reese's
chips.
Pieces.
I was gonna say,
You
one
can't
time
have chips or popcorn.
he just brought a box of random Cheez-Its in from the truck one day.
We're like,
And we were like, oh shit! So we just dumped him in a bowl, and the whole game was like on stream with the microphone right there.
crunch.
Crunch munch.
Also,
I'm
I was
gonna bring some candy.
I was a little
Yeah,
shocked
let's
at
do
how
that.
fast 4 people could eat a box of Cheez-Its
What
from
about-
beginning to end. We were like, no,
You guys like Sour Punch straws?
fuck yeah, I love sour candy.
He loves sour candy. He got some sour worms from the
There's always-
vending machine.
I have a
And
desk
like
now,
he's
so
sitting there,
always
like his desk is like here to me. So I'm typing away. I hear him like crinkling and stuff. I'm like, I look over. I'm like, oh, he's got some snacks. Typey. And all of a sudden, like this hand just like comes like this to me. And I'm like,
Like if you turned around right now and he turned around, that's how close our seats are.
yeah. If we were both facing away from our desks, this is what it would
It's
look
also
like.
kind of hard to work for me now because now I know that, you know, obviously I know Wiley, but the other guy that's like right across from him, Brendan, is like a comic book, Star Wars, video game nerd. And like one day, we spent like an hour and a half one day just talking about video games.
Yeah.
Like none of us were like...
Sam walked in.
Sam, the owner of the company, walked in, and all 4 of our chairs were turned around, and we were like, "Do you remember when, on the 64, the Pod Racer game?" He was like, "Oh, that was probably the only good Star Wars game for the 64." I tried, no, because there was also that Mace Windu, or not the Mace Windu, but the
Super Star Wars.
Super Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah, we started talking and getting.
Whoa, Nicholas, following the party.
Hey, Nicholas Shays.
Nicholas Shays.
Oh,
It's that's a good one.
I don't know who
Whoever you are.
Shays.
By the way, you have inspiration now. You can use your inspiration to allow any of the characters to reroll, or any of the monsters to reroll. Right now.
When
What'd
I
you
just
get?
rolled a 6.
A 6 , huh?
We suck today.
Hey,
guys.
Does anyone have inspiration at the moment?
as fuck.
There's only 9 more rounds till we can see again naturally.
You want to give Dayton your inspiration?
Wait, does
I know it's
anyone?
early.
No one has it still, like, because you spin it trying to do something.
But we can beg
I have
Nicholas
it. Oh, you
Hayes
can-
for it.
You can beg Nicholas Hayes.
has one she just got.
Thank you,
Half passive,
Nicholas Hayes.
half
I will-
inherent.
Nicholas Hayes.
I would rather annihilate
Nicholas
the whole party than give you my inspiration.
Ouch.
Yeah, she's been pretty rough about giving me inspiration too. Like I have to beg for it. Like
I'm
underneath the
so
table, I'm
close
not giving her
to
a
having
$20 bill.
10 erudition.
All right. So let's thank you for joining us. Thank you for the follow. We really appreciate it. We also do communicate with chat. I don't know if you've watched us before, so
So to tell Taylor, I was like, hey, eventually you're going to play a game of this. And she's like, I don't know. And you said you have to do one because you've always said no to everything. And I do stuff you like. And she's like, well, we'll talk about it. And I was like, Kaylin will be there. You can gang up against us and have a great time. That kind of made it go, I was like, yeah, I know you'd like that.
okay. So that was on
It's a
17.
party game. Wait, what?
that's on 17. You are still not unblinded. Are you doing trying any movement, or are you staying where you are?
Did he hit anything?
Nope. He hit the rock.
Well, unless the carapace is made
Yeah.
out of stone,
We're
you didn't
pretty
tell me
sure-
that part. But
Okay.
I'm
that's
sure it was a direct hit.
that's what
over
me and
here.
Aravar
Yeah.
think.
We're both air high-fiving. Yeah. Good shot.
Blind. Okay. Well then. So
Who's someone?
I apologize.
I keep trying to make Aravar say mate, but I'm afraid it'll get caught in my regular slang.
Mate? Matey?
Because, you know, it's
Yeah.
he hasn't had a voice at all, really. So I keep trying to figure out.
You gotta figure out that voice, man.
First time, and out of 6 D&D Twitch streams I just now checked out, you were the first to do viewer engagement. And we do it heavy, too, so I don't know if you're listening or not, you have inspiration, so if you're watching us, or even if you have us on the side and you hear us ask for inspiration, you can help us re-roll a failed roll, or you can help the bad guy re-roll a better roll.
So I have a YouTube channel. It's linked below. We had a Dragonborn game. It went for a long time. If you look at the episode, it's either the episode before the last one that's listed, or 2 before.
Oh,
I think it's 2 before.
It's 2 before.
There is a fight with a dragon where a raid comes in and literally saves the party because a 9-person raid entered the chat while they were getting their asses handed to them.
It was grim.
And then they started busting out follows and getting inspiration and giving it to the party to allow them to save.
Yeah, Lord was there.
Yep. And then when it like there was a cool bump of the follows gave some inspiration and allowed you to do some things, but then it went back in the dragon's favor.
Yes.
And so we had some subs come in just so they could get inspiration again and help out again.
Well, I think
they literally saved the party.
I think initially a couple of them threw some inspiration towards the dragon initially, didn't they? Like
Yeah, a couple of them did.
And we were like, hey, thanks a lot. Then we started getting our asses handed to us. So you just tell us.
You just tell us.
About inspiration 4 when somebody rolls a
Whatever
sheet.
rolls, like he just failed a constitution check to not be blinded. You could give it to him right now.
Or you can hold on to
The
it.
giant carrion crawler is about to go. So you step in, and I know we're on a 30-second delay. We will go back and do it.
It is. It's cool, and we honor it. It's really fucked us sometimes.
So
He's down to help you, Dayton.
help the team. You want to give Dayton inspiration?
I would hold on to it. Don't.
I don't know.
Don't
blinded,
do it for my
blinded for a minute. Like
if
you
you
are
failed
non-participatory
rounds.
in this combat right
I
now.
know.
So,
We got Lord of.
So Nick Lachey's just say inspiration to Arrowvar, or sorry, to Jordarai, and he'll take it.
if you want to do that, if not, we can
You
go
can
on.
always hold
I'm
on
going
to
to
it,
go
too.
on.
He gives
Alright.
it to you. Reroll.
Do it.
Fail again.
You will too.
What you got? What you got?
Ooh, 7. I rolled literally one higher than.
Nice
So-
try. That's how the dice fall in Nick Lachey's.
I do, like, I should have warned you, when it comes to constitution saving throws, especially against things that are considered a poison, he is terrible. He is terrible. He played
forgot
he
about
played
that.
a,
Dwarf,
he
you get
played a
poison.
dwarf with advantage against poison, double one it. Double one to poison saving throw. He is terrible.
It got a lot of negative feedback from viewers. They were like, "Did you just get poisoned? Did the dwarf get poisoned?"
Yeah. So this thing, like, all of a sudden you're starting to see these tentacles that were just kind of like coming out of nothing. This head comes down, and this head is 8 feet wide. Like, look at that creature in that channel. Like, it's a carrion crawler that is huge. And it kind of comes out of one of these little rivulets on the ceiling, these recesses, just enough so its tentacles can and try to
Did Nate
sting
do
you.
something?
Nope, she hasn't gone yet.
Oh, okay.
No, she got a really shitty roll.
Okay.
But this thing is... It's not going to come down to bite you, but it is going to try to sting you with its tentacles.
Can I braid them?
I mean, if you ask nicely.
I was trying to find pictures of
So you had inspiration for following. You will, now that you're a follower, anytime you join the stream, you'll already have it. You can, by participating, get inspiration again, just like I give inspiration to players. Even like if you chat, if you're participating, if you crack jokes or help us out, you can get it again.
I was gonna say sarcasm goes a long way on the stream. That's
if
how she
you-
makes
If
most
you
of her.
if you insult Dayton,
Insulting Dayton is great. If
90% of the time.
also if you
Every
sub,
time.
you get it as well.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. Baby,
No
don't
more.
hurt me. No more. Oof. Okay. Oh my god.
my God, too.
You guys have the
He's
same
about to
god?
hit you really hard.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Even though I braided them.
He didn't ask nicely. 18?
I'm an
That's a
18.
hit? That's the hit, though, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the fucking
That
damage.
You are an 18? That's okay. So
So he hits then, right?
it hits her.
He hits, okay.
So you're going to take
3d6 plus 9
Whoa,
damage.
whoa.
Take it like I'm man.
You're going to
One
take
of us has to.
3. Nope, sorry. 7 damage.
I haven't even done anything, and I've lost.
And you
You've
need
done
to
more
make
than
a
we have.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
Fuck a duck.
What's your constitution bonus?
2.
Oh, it's better than ours.
9.
9. Not gonna cut it.
I have inspiration, but I don't know if it's worth it.
Dude, it's worth it. Don't get poisoned or blinded like us. You got it. You were saving it for yourself.
I'm saving it for somebody else.
She's trying to get erudition, but
I get it.
I know.
now's not the time.
You're the time.
I'll show you the time.
I'll use it.
Oh,
17.
That works. Fine. So if you don't make that one, you are poisoned and paralyzed. So that's like what you got hit with the first time. So it comes down, it slaps you, like you feel. I think you got hit by it before, the little one, but this one is a lot more potent, and it's like tries to like seize you up and paralyze you, and like you just feel it, and you kind of tap into your astral soul and pull its energy through to bring it out of you, and like, ah! But its tentacles are still down around you. Its head is now about 10 feet down into the cavern from the ceiling, and the tentacles are coming down the rest of the way. So you can actually hit it, grasp, chop at tentacles. It is in range around you.
How close is its head to me?
The head is 20 feet. Like, I wouldn't recommend jumping in this terrain, but the tentacles are around you, so you can at least hit them and start doing something.
Yeah.
But it's not your turn. It is Maeve's turn. And you guys...
saying, like, who the fuck is Maeve?
You guys are terrible.
Out
Like,
here.
she's gonna have to...
Shoot fireballs at it.
No, she's not.
Lesser restoration once.
Yeah,
That one.
right? That's what she's gonna have to do.
You greedy fucker.
Just pick me.
I just know
You're
that's
not
what she's
hurt.
gonna do.
I have lost some hit points.
I've lost
Lesser restoration is
Okay.
gonna cure.
Lesser
blindness.
restoration's gonna hurt. Yeah, that's gonna take a condition off.
Yeah, you can still act. You can't see what you're doing.
So we fail all skill checks.
Fail all skill checks. Disadvantage on... Well, you fail any attack check
It requires sight.
that requires sight, and if you have you have a good idea of where the thing is, you still have disadvantage. Basically, everything is invisible to you, but you still have to know where it is. So the only reason he got a roll is because these two work together, and she gave him a signal of where it kind of is.
Yeah, attacking this thing requires some sight because it's distant from us.
And it's hiding, like...
It's like woven into the roof of the cavern that
This
we're in.
new cavern.
And it's way above me, so I stabbed blindly with the GM when you let me roll.
So she's gonna lesser restoration Jordarai.
Hells yeah.
I mean,
Blinded by
He
the
is-
light no more.
he is the
You weren't blinded by
ranged.
light.
He is the ranged fighter here. So
Yeah.
that's her guessing.
She also just
She moves-
straight up doesn't like you. so-
She moves up behind you
Yeah.
and like kind of like just presses herself against you.
Okay, I was
and it's like, yeah, like she like presses herself against you. It's like it's on the ceiling and far away. You're not doing anything. Just hold on a second.
I'm trying to help, fellows, but Maeve is holding me back.
I don't think she has much else. Oh well. You're wounded, right? Mm-hmm. And you're wounded? Mm-hmm. And you're wounded?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all hurt. Oh, she's going to do it to you since she moved up on you. She's going to Shadow Stitch.
Well, I'm not hurt as bad as he is.
No, actually, she can't. That's a first level.
I'm missing 16.
Nope, she can't do shit.
What do you have?
She can't do shit.
I'm at 10 HP right now.
So I'm missing 9. See, I'm only missing 9, but I'm at 17. Like, I got a weak constitution.
Yep. All right, so
So she's doing nothing.
that's it. Like, the spell I wanted to cast was another leveled spell. I thought it was a cantrip for a second, but it's not. So yeah, that's all she can do. She's covering you, like she's
At least talking to me, so I know
Yep.
where I'm at.
trying to keep you away from this monstrosity that is now coming down from the ceiling. So we are back at the top of the order at Erevar and Loradov. So
You can continue to go first.
do you just want to like make your con check to see? Like that'll end your turn, but unless you want to do something weird.
Let me think about it. She goes first, and
Okay.
I'll think.
I
Cause
usually
I
want to do something weird.
I was gonna. What? That gets us out of jam sometimes.
I'm not.
Just stating a fact, not judging.
Yeah.
She just said it. She said it, Judge.
Don't be so sensitive.
We're gonna start snatching at tentacles. And,
How many are around me and how many can I grab at one time?
well, you got 4 arms technically, but there's like 4 to 6 tentacles that are kind of around you in reach.
That's not the dark eyes.
You can grab, attack enough to do all of your attacks. If you want to do
everything, you're like,
flurry of blows, or if you want to do regular, just attack once, martial arts for the second attack.
Twist your mustache. You may ask what your eyes.
Actually, so you have 2 attacks now naturally, so you can attack twice and get 1 more for martial arts, or you can attack twice and get 2 more if you spend a key for flurry of blows. And you can just start smashing at these tentacles and doing all that kind of stuff.
Alright, I'll start smashing some tentacles, but I'm not going to use my flurry of blows.
Alright, so that's going to be 3 attacks.
Without flurry of blows?
Without flurry of blows. It's 2 natural attacks plus 1 martial art attack. Because she's a martial class, they get an extra attack at 5th level.
Yeah, you should get the big kick-ass dice at some point.
I don't like non-metal dice now.
Right? Like
because there's so much
it.
power in the metal dice, and this just feels like a feather.
Alright, some weight to them.
These are stealth dice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so
Nice.
I got...
Damn!
What am I doing? Unarmed strike, right?
Unarmed strike.
I got a 20. I got a...
Unnatural, I'm guessing?
Yeah. I got a 23.
Uh-huh.
And I got a 24.
Alright. All of those hit. There's not much that you would have missed with that. So, you're just reaching out, snatching with your flaming hands, grasping, ripping through these tentacles, even just grabbing them and rug burning them essentially with the radiant heat of your arcs or your astral soul arms.
I call out, Jordan.
So,
does it look awesome?
Yeah, you want to roll it all at once and be impressive?
Kinda.
So it's 3d6
Uh-huh.
plus, what is the highest of your wisdom or dexterity? I think they're both plus 4.
Wait, what am I looking at?
Go back to the very top one.
4, yeah.
So you're hitting 3 times, so each one is a d6, so 3d6, and each one gets a plus 4. So
These are my
3d6
extra
plus 12.
Right.
These are the
Okay.
extra damage dice.
Yeah. You got 3 medals, right?
Yeah.
Also, you should probably never touch my dice for your
I
own sake.
got
5 plus 4?
21.
21.
Right?
You get 4 on each one.
Wait.
Plus 4 on each one. So,
Yeah, so
it's
it's
3d6
9.
plus 12.
So it's 15 for these 2, and then add another 6, so it's 21 damage.
Okay.
21?
Did
Which
it
is still bad the fuck ass. I don't know if bad the fuck ass sounds as good as that movie.
Bad the fuck ass.
Bad the fuck ass.
Bad the fuck ass.
Fuck
Also, I was
bad.
trying to
Fuck
find,
ass!
I was trying to find a picture of a poisoned dwarf to send you as a joke. The poisoned
They don't
dwarf is the name of a musician. Which is a musical artist.
That's from Boondock Saints. Fuck ass, get me a beer.
Do we have to re-roll a natural 20?
No, they don't have to confirm crits in 5th edition, and I don't use that. So that used to be a 3rd edition thing, where if you rolled a 20, that was a potential critical hit. Then you had to roll to hit again, and if you hit again, that confirmed the crit. But
make criticals a lot rarer.
it's a lot rarer, and that kind of helps the players, because once you have things rolling against you, if there's 20 goblins, there's just more of them.
We have a Pathfinder.
But, what?
He said last time he played was Pathfinder, and I said you played Pathfinder. No, you didn't.
I've never played Pathfinder.
Never mind.
That's 3.75. I stuck with D&D. But their damage was, I think, auto. The damage was a lot more guaranteed. It was auto max doubled. So the criticals were really potent.
I was going to say that would have to be the trade-off if we're only going to do it once every 40 times.
So you just burning through these tentacles that are coming down at you, and that's when something terrible happens.
Of course.
Jordan regains his sight.
As a reaction to taking a lot of damage, it reels back its tentacles that are now kind of burned and singed, and you see the whole body of this thing that's just in these shadows, this massive thing, start just contracting and retracting from the pain, just trying to get away from it, and all of a sudden, little tiny carrion crawlers just start popping out down 20 feet, almost at the end of this creature, just
tiny, like regular sized ones?
Nope, a
Okay,
little bit smaller,
cool.
like a little bit smaller,
Awesome.
but they're like larval carrion crawlers. Just,
We could just run, just go back and be like,
I mean, you
"Not
could
worth
get the
it."
fuck out of here.
We're trying to get left behind.
Four of them,
Oh, that sounds
four
like
of
your
them
problem.
Sounds like a you.
I won't
splat
go
down
on.
back there.
I can see now.
So there's
that's right.
four. There's
It's you,
four
bud.
larval carrion crawlers somewhere deeper in the cavern that just came out of this thing.
I saw this.
Oh yeah,
He saw this.
yeah. You saw this thing scream and screech, and all the, like, heard the cave. The cave rumbles. Like, this thing is so, like, just constricted up there into the top of this cave that, like, once it retracts and is moving, it's like rumbling the top of this thing.
So out of the kindness of my heart, I would let Mitch know that happened.
Mitch knows, Erevar doesn't.
Ervar.
Maeve's actually got my back for some
Throw bait. Like
Yeah, me.
little meat.
They're like, Duck, Erevar, everyone sneaks away.
All right.
It's like, where is it? Ah! Constitution saving throw. I'm already poisoned.
If we were a different type of group, this would be a great time.
If there was any time to leave Erevar behind, now would be the time.
I kind of wish we could play that type of group someday where, like, the group is not really loyal to anyone in the party, so at any time, the rest of the group could decide to be like,
It was rough.
fuck them.
So
And, like, that guy would have to make a new character for next session,
Well, we
but it would be
built
the same, like...
When we built Kmir's team, that was the same way. You were a
Like,
thief,
you guys-
I was a thief, someone else was a thief.
yeah, and then
That was
there was
bullshit.
a warlock or something like that amongst it all. So just to give some background, because Mitch always plays the thief, but the very first streaming game we did, the very first D&D streaming game we did, he played a thief. He played Isarok, his quintessential rogue from outside of the game, like the one he played. The name of the character he plays in video games and stuff like that. And Isarok's very first combat, he waited above ground while everyone else went down in the dungeon. They started getting attacked by partial skeletons. He finally decided to come down
It sounds
and
bad when you
help.
tell it like
Oh
this.
no, this is exactly how it happened though. He finally decides, like, he hears all the fighting going on. He comes down and he sees that the party is getting attacked by, like, these little bits and pieces of skeletons, and his very first attack roll hits the fighter in the back of the calf. Like, he shoots his own dude. Very first attack roll ever in a stream D&D game, he attacks another party member.
My next move was to walk out of the cave and reseal it. I backed out. We had found a passage underneath the statue, and after I'd shot the fighter in the back, I was like, well, I'm no help. So I went back up the stairs and pushed the statue.
The door
back
shut.
over.
Alright, so that's 24 for you.
Stupid.
24 for Erevar. So,
I did. Oh, and now that these things are coming up, I'm gonna just try to Constitution saving throw. It sounds like we're retreating. Right?
I mean, she didn't say anything about retreating. She said that there's some
That's fine.
little
Can
carrion
I
crawlers
whisper-
dropped
Are
out.
they? I whispered to Maeve, are they close enough for me to strike?
No, I don't think so.
Let's
I didn't see
actually
where
go.
they dropped. I've been too concentrated on not getting hit by your rapier. Could you, like, put that thing down?
No, we don't have bait.
I mean, Erevar is big.
Unless you consider me bait. So I'll just yell, come at us! And then I'll Constitution saving.
Alright.
At a 3, nope.
Wow, okay. Alright. So,
No Constitution.
that was 24. Jordarai, 17. You can see!
I can see.
And you can see well. Like, it's not just like, you know, even Maeve and you just had, like, that kind of stingy and all that kind of stuff. It was still bad. But Restoration just...
How many of these little dudes? are
You
there?
saw 4 drop down. I should write that.
I can still see these 4, correct?
No.
Oh.
Even better.
So they're somewhere deeper in the cave. They're about 20 feet away. Deeper, actually 20 plus 10 feet over. So, you know, whatever that is. And they're in this terrain. You can try to take shots at them. Like, they're still down there moving. If you just want to watch during your attack, you can wait for them to kind of like start moving towards you. That's what they're going to do. And
Can I
just,
see the big dude at this point?
yeah, you can see the big thing. It's kind of reached back up. It does have a lot of defense from where you're standing because you're way on the outside. If you were to move further in, like where Loradov is, you'd get a clearer shot.
Plus, Erebor would yell, "Shoot the babies! They're not made of stone yet."
Wow.
We're pretty sure he got that first hit.
As far as we know.
He followed instructions and shot right at it.
So
I can't see the little ones.
they're in cover. The big one's in cover. No matter what you shoot at, it's going to have 3/4 cover. And that's not good. But you can cancel the 3/4 cover on the big one if you move over.
Alright, let's try to move next to
Okay. You can do one of two things. You can move carefully at half speed, so we can move up to 15 feet over, which would get you there, and you wouldn't have to make a roll. If you want to move any further or anywhere else, like back or forward, or more towards the little things, or back towards the cave and move more, you're going to have to make a roll for acrobatics to keep your balance. So if you're just moving straight over to where Laura Dove is, you're fine.
No roll necessary.
If you want to move more towards the larva or more towards the back of the cave, like the entrance where you came from, a roll.
But I would still get,
If you stayed standing, you'd still get an attack.
and not be obstructed.
If you move,
That's the whole...
yeah, if you move over to where Lord of is, you will not be obstructed anymore. It would lose its cover because you're shooting right
But
up.
the other directions.
The other directions, you would still, because you're still moving to center. You'd still get that shot on her, the big thing on the top, the matriarch. But you have to make a roll, and if you fall, you lose your action.
Do I get a shot if I just move next to her, though?
Yes.
I know what you said.
Don't roll. Why would you roll?
Because it's more.
What was it based off? Acrobatics, though?
Acrobatics, yeah.
I don't have a disadvantage or anything.
Nope. Which way would you want to move? Back or forward?
I'm not moving towards the little thing.
No news is good news. No disadvantage is an advantage.
Now understand, those things get up there, they're going to swarm her and Maeve and Erebor.
Nicholas Shea says, "Be safe." Lord St. Ray says, "Yeah, but you're rolling." It doesn't matter about disadvantage.
Alright, what you doing? I mean, you guys already, you failed Constitution saving throws left and right.
Fun. This is.
You want to roll. That's the whole point of playing these games is to roll dice, right?
This is that part in
But would you rather to roll attacks? 3 attacks on this thing?
Okay. No, I get it. No.
Which way do you want to go?
This is like Men in Black 2 where she's like, he dropped you from 10 feet, that's alright. You run your back out. And that's how I fight.
Hold on. If you do move over to her and these larvae come up, then they're on you. And again, you have disadvantage to attack.
He's calling him 8. Now you have to roll.
You gotta, if you want to have a better survey of the battlefield.
Lord and Savior Ace, let's do this.
Alright, so
We're moving to the back.
You're moving back towards the center so you can get clearer shots on everything and survey the battlefield.
Here, I'll announce it on the street.
Alright.
So acrobatics. Right?
Acrobatics. That's balance. By the way, everyone out there, specifically if you look up acrobatics in the player's handbook, it is anything to do with keeping your balance. That's where people fail in the community about what to use that for.
It's an unnatural 20.
Alright.
Nice.
You keep your footing.
Sure
You are
do.
now 20 to 30 feet back from an angle that you were at, but down the center. So, you're about 15 feet away from Lord of, towards where you came from. You have a clear shot on the
see
thing.
Big Bertha up here.
Yeah, you get clear shots that aren't covered by the sides because these rivulets are going this way. You got clear shots on it that way.
Are you writing Joe did something
Or,
right for
just to put this out to you, you know these larvae are going to be coming up. You can hold your action for clear shots at the larva and then take them when they move.
Can I do 1-on-1?
Nah,
Okay.
well, no, you can't, because it's one action gives you 2 attacks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And another new band name.
It's
What is
okay
it?
with carrying.
Oh, what was the
Something
band name I
weird.
came up with? beginning. Like, oh, that'd be a good band name.
Oh, you said something. I don't know.
So good.
Oh, good.
thanks.
We're here every Wednesday at the same time.
Yeah,
Feel better.
sorry. Yeah, feel better, man. I hope you're all right.
He failed his Constitution saving throw.
Twice.
Who did? Oh, Nicholas Ray.
Initial contraction, first day. Yeah.
He's patient 0 from.
What you doing?
Like, I know these little ones are coming. Like, because
I mean,
I heard them, I saw them.
Yeah, you saw them drop.
Initially.
You know that they're not just going to run away. I mean, they may run away. That would suck because then there's going to just be more carrion crawlers here.
I'll hold.
Okay, you're going to hold, and your trigger is when you see the little ones, you're going to fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's
You
your.
try to hit multiples.
All right. Oh, just the flu? Don't mess around with the flu, man. That's.
Never had the flu my whole life.
I had swine flu.
So 3 out of the 4 of us have never had the flu?
You never had.
Weird story about that. One of the only reasons I was able to go visit my friend who was in the hospital, who passed away, is because I already had the swine flu. And that's what he got. Like, he was completely compromised from other illnesses, bronchitis and other things, and then he got the swine flu on top of that. So they're like, no one can come in because he has the swine flu, he's contagious. And I'm like, well, I've already had it, so I'm going in.
How do you get that?
My friend went to my coworker, the guy that comes in on D's nights.
These nights.
D's nights. He went to a convention in New Jersey for some like hackers, programmers, activists, like IT people. He went to that during the height of the swine flu panic, and got it and brought it back. And it was like
You two made out?
me and him made out in the office, just like I was so happy to see him. Can I get inspiration for that? And then he was back in the office for one day. He was sick. He knew he was getting sick, but he came in and everyone else was out because of the holidays. I was there and we sat around talking, and I got it. So it was the worst, the absolute worst.
She just vomit all over the place?
I was curled up on my bed, and I had everything I needed, everything in existence, everything, my entire life was within T-Rex arm reach of me. Like my phone, water, tissue box, snacks, the trash can. Like this was as much as I could move, and I was
You
just
just
like,
put a diaper on it?
That's terrible.
it was so bad.
The worst I ever got wasn't long term, but it was pretty drastic when I got it. I caught the norovirus from Shane's family. Amanda got it and I got it, and like Lily and Finn and I think Amy got it too. Maybe Shane did, I can't remember, but like I got up one day and I was like, what is that? And I was like throwing up and shitting so much I fainted on the toilet holding
Oh,
the
yeah.
barf bucket. Like it was bad.
You sent me a picture of your barf bucket.
I didn't know you peaked.
Huh? Yeah, that was it, yeah.
I healed by, so I called, once he learned that he had it, my coworker, and I was out, I called my doctor.
He's
and
like, get checked.
I'm like, I just called him, like, I have the swine flu. And he's like, hey, whether you do or not, I'm not going to let you come into the office for a checkup.
Yeah.
Have someone go get the Tamiflu. And that was, I don't know if I caught it early enough or my immune system was just okay enough that I was able to go through it, but it was a week. It was about 9-10 days, week and a half, that I was just done. I was out. So it was terrible. All right, so
Back to the slaughter.
you're waiting. You're holding for when you see the larva.
That's what I meant to do too. It's good to say I did that. I'm just kidding.
You can't see shit.
I'm also waiting, Joe to ride. I'll pick up the rear.
Giggity.
So yeah, they're going. All right. It's gonna chomp you. Like it's coming all the way down off the roof, right into your face.
It's gonna munch and crunch me?
Like yeah, and again those mouths, as you might have saw, like they're made for getting bones, long, hard cylindrical things.
Same.
So they're round
Yeah.
mouths with a bunch of teeth coming in, and it's trying to just bring you up in it.
Nick Lachey's is hitting on the GM hard.
I like to think so.
Ah, we all think
Some
that.
people don't
We
think so.
hush.
All right.
Every weekend.
So, it's bite.
I don't want to be here. For this.
I mean, you can go. Your character's still going to get bitten.
No, I don't like it. Take it back.
14 does not hit.
15. 15 does not hit.
Nice.
So,
Fucking bunks, dude.
but the tentacles come down and try to like as its mouth is coming down, they try to like wrap around you and really get you this time.
The Sinji ones?
The Sinji ones. 17.
Nope.
Does not hit you. Oh my god.
Today.
Fucking bunks.
So it just and it pulls back, but it only has so much movement it has. So it pulls back about 10 feet above you. So this thing is just coming off this ceiling down at you, like biting at you. But it's within, like, its full head and face are within punching of you, and everyone has an attack that can see it. So
This is like only the third time I've been completely ineffective in battle this campaign.
what? So that's it. It's exposed itself because it's got hurt and wounded, so it pulled itself out off the ceiling. The larvae are skittering and coming up. 2 of them are heading towards Maeve and Maeve and Erevar. 2 of them are heading towards you guys, but since that thing is coming down and you're kind of like in the same line as that head, you can't really get good shots at that. I mean, you can try to shoot down underneath the head around Laura Dove. They wouldn't be at a disadvantage. You just have much clearer shots at the 2 that are going towards Erevar and Maeve.
You have to choose between your love and usefulness. I'm just kidding. Those are both her.
Wow.
Hey.
Alright, what do you do?
No.
Right as we were.
It's like 2 people you don't trust, or the person you came here with. Came here with.
Everybody's favorite halfling. Oh, he was in a halfling, was he?
Yeah, he was a halfling thief.
I'll shoot the 2 headed towards them 2.
All right. And you don't have to pick to hit the 2. You can just shoot 1 and see what it does, and shoot it
So
again.
26.
Yeah, that is.
Are they kind of like a mob creature where you're
No.
doing damage to the group?
Nope, they're just 4 of them individually,
like a
but they
swarm? Swarm
are.
is the word I was
Yeah,
looking
swarm
for,
is.
sorry.
They're not a swarm. They are lessers, though.
Gotcha.
Alright, what's that stupid thing I do?
Bonus action: add a D8. Turn your arrow into energy.
After you loose it?
Horizon walkers, yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Do
I mean, it's
better.
+5. Come
A
on.
blinding light needle
What is
strikes one harmlessly.
On both my d8s, I rolled a 1, just saying.
Oh my god.
Your arrow turns into
So
a bright white
7.
needle.
7 on that first attack.
I don't want to give away their hit points or anything, but I didn't think there was actually a number you could roll to let them survive, and you rolled it. So,
We're having a good time
congratulations. So you shoot the same one again?
today. He shot a glow stick.
Yeah.
It just splatters.
I
on
sure
his-
will.
Yeah, what'd you get? Oh my god.
No, there's only one of
Okay.
us.
I just rolled 3 1s in a row, just for the record.
Only one of us can't see and
3 1 1 1 1. All right, so you're about to critically fumble this shit. It's going to be fun. But we're kind of like at the halfway mark, and I think it's time for a little break. We're going to break in the action. I think this is going to be an entire combat session. As you guys are doing great. You guys are doing great, champs.
It's one of those things I think we were
I
supposed to
think we
walk
should
in
light the
and
bitch up.
point me in the right direction.
There's so much water running down this thing, and that thing is so wet that idea may not be.
Inspiration for like the 5th wet joke. Jesus Christ.
It's wet.
I'm trying not to
Oh
get
my god,
into
it's
it.
so wet.
No, you don't have inspiration yet. You gotta be
Yeah, you gotta
throw some sarcasm.
I mean,
in there.
he did wish me, like, he did say that my life was better. So after the break, we're going to give you inspiration.
All right, that's a good point. Sorry, we don't normally hand out compliments for inspiration on this side of the camera.
We're going to do
hand out compliments on this side.
Right.
Of the camera.
So we're going to do
the worst people I know.
we're going to do a short break. I'm going to play an ad. If you already saw an ad, you're not going to see a new one. But
Do you get to talk over it?
Huh? What?
Do you talk over your ads?
No, you can't talk. If they're seeing an ad, they don't hear anything from the stream. But we'll be here the entire. Someone will be here. You can keep talking. If you watched an ad to get into the stream, you're not going to see one now. We're just playing that just to get the lurkers.
And since you're new here in Nick Lachey's, you can. The break time's usually when we answer questions about previous editions, or if you have random questions about D&D or role-playing games, Wiley's actually a pretty good resource for that. Dayton will until we get kicked off, Dayton shows his balls underneath the table where you can't see them, but you can request it. It's something special.
For $5, I'll send you a picture and an email.
Send us some $5 in bits.
Email.
We'll send you
For $5
a Dayton dick pic.
You get a Dayton.
All right, so we're going to take a break. I'm going to hit the button. If you're still here, feel free to keep talking. We'll be here.
I got like 5 on deck. On deck. 8. Oh. I gotta pee out right when I get back. I really want some candy. Why isn't there any candy in this room? What?
No good.
What?
No good.
There's not many notes to take. We're the 2 most boring people you could leave in front of the camera.
We're fighting worms.
I said the new band name that I thought it was something weird in the ruts. I thought that was pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's not the worst. Alright, well, I'm gonna go. It's gonna take me like 9 years to get up. I'm so sore. Me and Dayton finally went to the gym after signing up 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I canceled my gym membership after missing out. Like, I went 4 times, and then I didn't go for like 10 months. It was like, cancel your fucking thing.
Yeah.
Whatever's. I told her, I was like, one of the most American things you can do is have a gym membership you're not using. That's Captain America level. Patriotism right there.
What?
Trying to answer his question.
Oh, what's the question?
Did you know our universe is in a black hole?
Most likely.
There's probably 5 or 6 at the center of it, but yeah, we're probably in one too. Actually, did you know, if you look up, if you get a star map, either the physical ones, which I can always tell you how to use if you need to, or if you use your phone star map to find Sagittarius, in the hand of it is where the center of the universe is. Or center of the galaxy, excuse me.
Galaxy.
So like this time of year, it's over there, I believe.
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean anything to people
I
watching.
know that, I'm just saying, like, I thought that was cool. It was a lesson I made for a science thing for the school. And I was showing, like, how to use a star map, how to do it. It was supposed to be something that you could do easy directions for that would demonstrate a scientific concept, that's something that kids could use or, like, show off. And, like, using a star map is pretty interesting. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the disc thing. They're actually really interesting. All you have to do is, it's like a disc, and it shows part of it, and it changes as you move it around. What people always get wrong is that it's supposed to be set while you hold it up in the sky.
Yeah.
So you basically face south, put north where it's supposed to be, arrange it for the time zone and stuff like that, and then pick it up and look away, and you'll start to see where the stars actually are. It's like I learned it in Cub Scouts when I was real young. So I made a short lesson on how to do that for kids, and then my favorite part of it, the ending was, because you have to have like a learning objective. The learning objective was I can point at the center of the galaxy, and it was really kind of interesting.
One of the first, even before there was AR on phones, one of the first things they ever made was a star tracker.
Oh yeah.
Where you can, like, constellations would show up if you just reached
I don't know if
out.
Star Map is what I have or not. I have one. I think mine's Star Walk, I think is what the name of mine is.
Even though Mitch is definitely not a role model, they're still going to let him teach children anyway.
I'm starting my student teaching in a couple of weeks, or 4 weeks and 4 days.
Like, I mean, you say that, but you're getting paid and have a full class? Like, did you get that?
So I'm not going to take that.
Why would you not?
Because I had to take my program director and coordinator's advice to heart, and hey, thanks. So there's an opening at the school. They were going to get me STIC certified, which is student teaching internship certification, and stick me in a 6th grade classroom, so I would just be in charge right away, and that would be my student teaching. Would be kind of fixing something one of these teachers just messed up. I want the position, but my program director said it's a bad idea. She's adamantly against it. My practicum coordinator, the person that's going to be doing my student teaching observations and things like that, so he's not a problem with it, but he's like, going into a 6th grade class like that, to put the hammer down, you're going to be a bad guy. When benchmark happens, which is the state testing, they do them twice a year. They do them in the beginning, and they do them at the end. And this woman has been completely absent, so the benchmark test will immediately reflect badly on me and be a permanent mark on my record. So I can show growth, like, I did poorly my first semester because I was student teaching, and I could show growth, but when people open up my resume, they're always going to go, what was this? And I'd be like, that was my student teaching.
I took over a class that was bad.
But it is, and that's my spin on it, and they said that was a good spin on it. That's something you could definitely say in an interview and things like that, but,
right,
the
but
director
it's
was
there.
saying, the student teaching is really supposed to be a period of growth for me. It's supposed for me to be able to take over, but not necessarily be responsible.
And not on your permanent books.
Do a lot of time reflecting, and then still earn the respect.
Your observations are what they should be looking at, not real markers of career.
Yes. Also, when I have to do I have to do a capstone project, I still have to do this, I still have to do that. I still have to attend class every Friday for 6 weeks. So I'd have to be writing sub-lesson plans, I'd have to be doing all this stuff, which is fine, I feel capable of it, but that'd be a lot to do the second half of your senior year, like taking over the job you're trying to work for, when they've actually got a really good plan set up for me. So on Friday I go in to the school, and I'm performing in the recorder concert with the students that I worked with, and I'm going to tell the principal that I'm interested in the job next semester. I'd love to take it in August if the job opens back up, or if you guys find a permanent sub or somebody to fill in until then, absolutely. But I have to turn down the student teaching internship certification, because as much as I would like to do it, I do have to take my program director's been doing this for a long time, and if they're kind of like, hey, we don't suggest it. And they're even saying that to me, like, we're not saying you're not capable. Like,
we're just saying it's a bad career move, like, for anyone.
It could be hard. Like, it can be really, really hard. And she's like, I've had people prove me wrong before, but it's like 3 in however many years she's been doing this. She's been teaching for, if you count teaching students as well, or college students, she's been teaching like 40 years or something. No, that's not right. 34 years, that's what it is. But I think the other guy's been a teacher, working on his doctorate forever, and then my actual program coordinator from the U of A, my top observer, is also kind of a kind of thing about it too. So I was like, 3 out of 3. I'll just turn it down. So bummer, but it's probably good. And then I'll get my foot in the door, and I'll be teaching 6th grade science next year. Maybe we'll see. So that's cool.
Just want to blow stuff up. You just
I
want
just
to
want, hell yeah, once a week. We did for a long time. I don't know. Do you still smoke?
Like, what kind of smoke do you talk about?
I was a pack and a half a day for a long time. Cigarettes.
Like, if you're talking about cigarettes, or are you talking about
I smoked
other stuff?
I smoked for a while, but I quit pretty permanently about 8 years ago now.
We've got some people who.
Oh.
Yeah, we got some people that
That's
are, and we got some people that dabble, and we got some people that don't.
Well, tetrahydrocannabinol is it's Latin for meatloaf. So
Are you a
smoke
cop?
meat.
You have to tell us if you want.
No, it's just that we work in a state that's
No, I was gonna say, well, we work in a
it's
state where
not recreational yet.
Yeah,
it's
but
still medical.
there's dispensaries around.
And there's people that have jobs that
yeah,
depend
I
on not
don't
having.
anymore for obvious reasons. It's been a long time for me. So.
I work in a professional environment that tests, so no
I do
for
it
me.
every single day.
Yeah. So we have
He's about there too.
varying levels. Like I did a long time ago, but I don't anymore. Wiley's dabbled when he was younger, I think, but even then it wasn't much. And Dayton's just naturally kind of dumb. So actually, he probably just consumes most alcohol. That's what it really is.
The record at the bar we work and go to.
So the three of us on this side all worked at the same bar for a while. I don't anymore. And Wiley's a regular there. You misspelled your name. Hee hee.
Aww.
You spelled it right. He spells it wrong.
Yeah. It's true.
Spelled your middle name wrong too, but whatever.
All right.
Anyway,
So
back to the non-humorous combat.
back to the non-humorous combat. Nicholas, you have inspiration going into the second half of this combat. So you just critical fumbled a shot on this larval carrying crawler heading towards Maeve and Erevar.
I hope I hit Arrowbar.
I think everybody hopes that. It ain't easy being the thief sometimes. It's up to you, Nick Lachey's. Is it really Nick Lachey?
No, it's
Nicholas
Nicholas
I get
Hayes.
that, but who's Nick
But
Lachey?
Nick Lachey is from
98 degrees.
the British boy band, isn't it?
No.
No, is that from
Yeah.
90 Degrees?
Yeah.
What's the British boy band?
Like older British boy?
No,
band?
the new one. One Direction.
Dayton, what's the?
Oh, Nick
That's what I'm
Lachey-
thinking.
Like, but Nicholas Shea is like fucking on 40 something now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
So it's not Nick
Nicholas-
Lachey's. We've
yeah.
just been calling him.
No,
Yeah,
you
Nicholas
have.
Hayes.
No, someone said it. When
I
we first
said it
started.
because it looked like it. It looks
But
like it
the
when you see it.
capitals are clearly Nicholas.
I know that, but I thought he was being.
To
jokey.
be fair,
We'll call him Inky from now on. There
to
you
be
go.
fair, in the banner that comes up when he followed, it's all caps.
No.
So all I saw was Nick Lachey.
We can call him Inky. That's Hebrew for
Inky.
butthole.
That's what I heard.
That's what
You'd
you're
be the
drawing
expert.
here anyway.
So
And buttholes?
Yeah, so
True.
you're drawing a butthole right now.
That's obviously a candy wrapper.
That
you
is-
had arrows going to
Give me
it.
that.
No.
Look,
So
you put
don't do it.
a little hairy
Don't
thing
do it.
right here, and then some feet.
If your butthole looks like that, you need to see a doctor.
I didn't say mine did. I said you're drawing one. This must be what this looks like. There you go. See, it's like a cat.
She
butt.
doesn't know what her butthole looks like. That must be Dayton's
It looks
butthole.
like a butthole.
All right.
He's got a tail. All right, enough of the buttholes.
So I will let you choose. You can either break your string.
I think he
Suck
said
less.
he'd give the inspiration.
No, you can't.
Oh,
like
that's
it's,
right, 'cause
you got it
it's narrowed.
after the break, so that
That's
happened
right.
before the break. Anything from now on, you can. So you,
Including the monsters.
including the monsters. So you can either break your string and have to spend time restringing your bow or
Okay.
pulling out a new
So
weapon,
the option that I've got to choose is.
or fall prone.
Fucking fall prone.
Yeah,
Okay, it's going to take an acrobatics check to get up.
that's fine.
All right, and you're going to take damage.
Well, we're all dexterous and
I'm gonna take damage for falling.
Yep, on rock, like, yeah.
Dude, have you ever like why like that lava rock shit is
Yeah,
not a
it
fucking
fucking
joke.
hurts.
You
I
ever
was really-
fallen on a rock?
My
idiot?
first, my one of my first rogues ever back in
she
AD&D,
said.
right? My first rogues ever in AD&D died falling off a horse. Full hit points. I wasn't wounded already.
Oh, man, what is happening this stream? It just got real
So you take
silly
2
the
points of
whole
damage.
time. How many?
Dope.
Smash 2.
Oh,
like
see,
this,
that's
you know,
not so bad.
digs into your fucking shoulder and slam down on this
What if I
rock.
said that like when we were in Hawaii, like be careful of that lava rock? I'm like, it's soft from the
No,
ocean.
it's
like fucking
No,
man.
that thing will tear you
It'll take a toe
up.
off. If you get it caught in those little holes, take your toe right off. That shit was crazy.
All right.
underwater
So that's what you
knives
do. You're on the
everywhere.
ground. You're prone. You know, attacks from range have disadvantage. Attacks from melee have advantage. All right.
Did you hit it?
No, you did not hit it.
Lay on the ground.
In real life?
Okay. These larval. These
real
larvae
life,
are.
or- Yeah. Because I've fallen off a couple of things when I was a kid. I have a scar in the middle of my head from falling on the
These larvae are
foot
running up.
stairs.
They were 20 feet away. They make it to their targets, which is 2 on you now, and 1 on each you and Maeve. So
One's almost dead, though, I'm pretty sure.
almost dead.
Maeve, you take that one. I'm not hindered in the least.
Stab randomly.
I stab at the darkness. You
You
fail.
are getting tentacled. For
Not in a good
a
way.
10 won't hit you.
No. I mean,
Maeve-
actually, who knows with this guy?
Yeah, right.
No.
Maeve is getting tentacled for a 18. That hits her. So she
Can I
takes.
jump in front of her? I don't know where she is.
She's right. No, you can see now. She.
I'll push
Oh no,
her.
she hasn't. You cannot see.
I
That's
can't see
right.
shit,
You have
yeah.
not.
I don't know
So
what's
if,
happening.
man, if she goes down and can't.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh
This
my
is-
God.
I don't think I went to the hospital unless I like broke something when I was a kid.
I got stung by a wasp right here
You've told us about that.
in my tear duct. To this day, my tear duct is torn. If I blow my nose too hard, like water,
So,
saliva squirts out of
I've
it. Like
never been-
mucus squirts out of it. This. Yep.
Mark can blow air bubbles out of his eyes. 'cause he's got a hole
Okay,
in his
so Maeve is failing her Constitution saving throw and about to be paralyzed.
Nice.
Uh-oh. Hey, Nicholas Hayes, we could use some inspiration for the DM right now.
For the DM, not in the bad way
our
either.
healer is about to get paralyzed. If you want to help out
yeah.
Maeve, our healer.
So I'm going to go on with the attacks on you while he decides if he wants to give Maeve the healer inspiration. So
I'm gonna save it for me.
2 bite
Save the
attacks
party, he
on you.
says. On me?
On her.
No.
No.
16?
Nope.
Damn it. You're 18, right?
You know your GM loves you when he goes, damn it, when he misses.
Okay, so the other one is like coming up and like it's trying to skitter over this. It actually and these things are crazy little youngling things. They're only about this long, like this big, but they're running over each other, and the one actually like trips up over the other one. So this one's coming up for a bite, and this one's like and like falls over top of the other one, and is now like flopping upside down next to you. But there's 2 of those under you, and then the big thing right above you. Yep. Okay. So you hear Maeve yell out as these things get to you. You. Oh no! You're blind.
Yeah, I can't see shit.
They have advantage on you
They
then.
do.
17.
That hits me.
Okay. So you take.
Normally in games we wouldn't really, but I think, the way we play, we can definitely request help, yes.
You take 2 points of damage. Now you need to make a Constitution saving throw. Yes, they'll beg for help every chance they get.
15. It's not too bad.
Yeah, you're fine.
Alright.
So you feel the sting, and you feel that same thing as before, much weaker.
I just do my sailor
You're
trick.
just like, oh, like it just feels like your knee is like numb, like you smash your knee. But then,
my bad knee anyway.
then you hear Maeve scream, and then her she was holding on to you to try to keep you steady and lined up, and then you just feel her full weight go on you as she gets paralyzed.
Damn it. Maeve, this isn't the time.
Oh, yuck.
Eremar's a good looking dude. It's because he's slimy on the inside. Doesn't mean he's slimy on the outside.
All right.
He's kind of slimy.
He says he's going to wait for requests, so. Okay. That was on 13. Maeve goes on 8, which is pretty much just her waiting a minute. Yeah.
Can she do a save on
She
it?
does a save every turn, so she can do nothing essentially except for try to recover. So that's what she's doing. But
She
she's.
used the maid dice.
Oh, god damn it. I rolled.
That's why she's.
That's
prone.
why. Like, I rolled this die. I got the same roll on both dice.
That's your fault.
I feel so bad.
It's alright, we all screw up.
Oh my god. Like, 19. Like, that would have been. Hold on. What was the. Going back in time backwards, what would the first roll be? A 16. Like,
Yeah.
she would have totally not been
But
paralyzed.
19 gets you out of the paralyzation, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
But her entire action was
That's
wasted.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
as long as she's just not pulling me down while I
Inspiration?
can't see. Good job.
for reminding me to use the Mave dice that
Just
you
that,
so
too. You were so
graciously
close.
got me.
You were so close. What are you going to spend your erudition on anyway?
I'm actually probably gonna save it till the second.
The second
Ooh,
one?
you're going double tier. I'm too greedy. I'm like, skill.
The only thing I think would be like the thing to get at the first tier is Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
Because then you could talk to Maeve and him. You could also hear him when he's trying to screw you guys.
Yeah. Well, then you better get after that.
Why? We can just keep them out.
No,
That's how
Better
thieves
wow.
can't work.
All right. What we were just
the
talking
whole
about, by the
purpose.
way, is if you're familiar with D&D, you get inspiration.
It's just because you don't speak it. You
Inspiration allows you to do a roll with advantage, but it's a roll with advantage. It's an on-off thing. You either have it or you don't, so you can't get it again. And I wanted to get a better system. Like, you encourage roleplay and cool tactics and all that things up until you have it, and then you can coast. So I wanted to give something a bigger incentive to keep role-playing and keep saying funny shit and keep the table lively. So I created erudition. After you have advantage, if you get inspiration again, you get erudition, which is education, it's learning. And once you accumulate enough of it, you can start getting new skills, you can start getting new languages, you can start getting new proficiencies. It's another advancement system in my game.
It's kind of like re-rolling that natural 20. Like you have it on deck, and then you say something funny again or come up with something better again, and you kind of complete that critical good, I guess.
All right, so Maeve recovered. That goes back to the top of the order.
Me.
You get it.
Bring them this way.
You have two little guys on you.
Well,
God damn it.
Eweezy. I mean,
They're on this side of the table.
it's us.
It's them.
Eweezy gets inspiration.
Actually, I just benefit because the back wall is so red. I look tanner than you guys. Whereas if I was to scoot in closer,
Dude, I
I'd
look
blow out too.
like the pastiest of all.
That's where I
can
usually
probably
sat
fix
when we played
that.
the thing, and I was always like, "Damn!" We in the past we've turned these down a little bit. I can't see.
Oh yeah, I haven't been doing that
Where are all the black women at? They're at your house.
recently. All right, there, a little bit better.
That's a lot better.
Okay, I always flick it all the way up and then dial it half
Where's
back.
the Calabi-Yao manifolds? Yeah.
Corona lime time.
Well, that's
That's AJ.
yeah.
Isn't it? Is it AG?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
2 gin bottles is who you're thinking of. I gotta look this one up now because if it's a Star Wars thing, I'm gonna be mad.
What? Where's the cloud?
Oh no, it's a geometry. It's a geometry term.
So what you doing? There's two little ones on you, and the big ones within Astral Soul punch reach.
I'm gonna do a flurry of blows.
I can only understand.
All
string
right,
theory
so
on cursive
4
words.
attacks.
To the matriarch.
Do you want to start?
Big one.
Do you want to start like with a little one?
A manifold is like when a plane
I'm
can
gonna do 2 and
bend,
2.
right?
No, you don't have to declare before. You just tell me which one you're attacking first.
Oh,
You can see what happens as you go.
I'll do the little ones first, just in case
Hey,
attacking the big
bits.
one squirts out more little ones.
100 bits.
Corona Lime.
Corona Lime got inspiration.
Ooh.
Oh, don't give him inspiration.
Sorry.
He'll definitely give it.
Damn it, that's how that works.
All right, so Corona Lime time, AJ. You got inspiration, which means you can allow any of the players to re-roll a roll they just roll, or allow one of my rolls, my monster rolls, to re-roll. So.
It's in the monster roll. The monster roll.
So start punching shit.
Here I go.
Here
I'm gonna
you
roll
go.
them all separately. this
Yeah, do it one at a time because you're not declaring all into one.
time. Shit. Oh no! Wait. I always think that's a 2. I don't know why.
Was it a 6 or something?
It's a 9.
No,
It
9.
looks like a fucking
Yeah,
2.
from the other side, looks like.
So that's a 16.
Yep, that hits.
17.
With a
You're rolling d6s now, right?
yeah.
Okay.
With
It's like
the
Plus,
Don't roll
it's
2d20.
d6 plus 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So 6.
Okay. Second attack.
Minus 25.
That hits.
Nice. 9.
That's dead. Keep going. Next one.
Nice. 26.
That hits. Sorry, we're doing this really fast. I'm going to explain what happened
8.
afterwards. 8. Okay.
Fuck.
Oh no.
I missed. Natural 1.
Natural one's not a miss, it's a critical failure.
Yeah, do you have...
I do have inspiration.
Do you want to not
This is
critically fail?
This is
Because
like, you get hurt or punch us or fall down.
like I gave the choice to him: either break a string or fall down. Like that's something that's going to happen to you. Something bad happened
Nick
to
Lachey
you.
gives you inspiration.
Oh, there it
Hey!
is. Bam.
Nick
Thank
Lachey, sorry,
you.
it's not Nick Lachey.
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Sorry for bringing that in
You
everyone's
said to call
minds,
him
but
Fuck!
E-N-K-I. Oh,
At least it's not a critical fail, though.
failure.
what'd you get?
2, so a 9.
That's
Nine.
literally infinitely better than 1.
I have to say though, for these larvae, that's still almost hit.
That's okay.
But you
Thank
miss.
you.
All right. So you just like smashing down your flaming fists into these things. You just smash the ground and the things. One just splatters and you know, goo goes everywhere. You break the other one like pretty hard. Like this thing is like barely still struggling. Its carapace is cracked. But their little screams, of course, agitate Mother, which is right above you.
At least she's picking on you.
All right, Erevar.
We're not much into eating our kills here, actually, believe it or not. We don't have any like barbarians or orcs.
So she killed one of the larvae.
And severely wounded a second.
Okay.
And pissed off the mother. I mean, she was already mad to begin with, but...
There's one, like, biting at me.
There's one biting at you, right. So you can take an attack.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have disadvantage because you're blind.
Let's do it.
But at least you can do something.
It's not a bad first roll. That's a terrible second roll, though.
What is it?
Well, let's see with my bonus what it is.
Again, these things have really low armor cast.
Like
They're-
a 10.
No, it's
Classes,
fine.
they're
let's
larva.
Get out of here with that. It's, I got an 11.
That hits.
Yes!
That's exactly what you need to hit.
Yeah! Fuck you, hater.
Give me my comment.
Well, I said 10, like I was right there.
Rock lobster.
Do I get my stealth attack?
No.
Because
Nope. Sorry.
Yes, 12.
It kills it.
8 plus 4. I fucking don't even need eyes to beat these things. You guys suck.
Might as well grab me one too.
Yep, that, so you're just like, you know, the weight of Maeve is like bringing you down. You have your kind of arm out and you can feel this thing like, you know, it's 2 tracks of centipede arms on you. The tentacles like whipping at your shoulder and you're up like this. So you just take your sword, you know, you're blinded like whatever, and just slip it through and just push it off because, you know, you have the pommel on your rapier, just get it off and slide it. You can hear the other one chittering as it because it's gone around and is attacking Maeve, who's just now a backpack to you, like she's just on your back.
But at least
holding.
she's not paralyzed. She's holding now.
She's paralyzed.
Well, I thought she saved.
She saved
No.
herself.
Yeah.
She,
She saved herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember you rolled with
oh
the right
no,
dice?
I did not re-roll.
Oh, you were just showing.
I was just showing what she would have got.
All
No,
right,
I
gotcha.
rolled the wrong dice.
We were all like, yeah.
No, she's paralyzed.
The
Because you rolled the green one, then she's like, "Why don't you roll the Maeve dice?" And you're like, "Oh yeah."
But I
And
already
you rolled it, and you're like, "Oh, I got a 16."
19. I got a 19. But I'd already rolled the first one. I don't want to be that dick that's like, oh, I rolled the wrong dice, so I'm not. The first roll is the roll.
Yeah, I get it. It was-
Yeah. Now I just know to roll the right die because I would have. Unless you guys want me to turn back time.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can do that, obviously you're making some money. Yeah.
Time. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same reason like we do the
Alright, share.
in the kitty or not. Like, it has to be in the kitty. If it
Yeah.
bounces out, it doesn't count. Like,
Like when I hit you with the dice earlier. Like it done
Yep.
is.
all right. So
It's rusty.
that's. Oh, gosh, we didn't put that paralyzed, and Erevar is blinded. Okay, so your Constitution save there, Erevar.
We're almost a complete set. Woo, 8. Hell yeah. I'm just going to stay
Oh
blind.
my God, you are
It's
just
almost
gonna
like I'm
stay
doing it on
blinded.
purpose at this point.
All right, that was 24s. Next up is Jordarai. Jordarai. So there's one on Maeve. Like, they're just a clump right now. Erevar, Maeve over there,
But
and there's
she's
still
paralyzed.
one.
She can't feel it, so she doesn't matter.
So this one's just like crawling all up over Maeve. Then over there, there's one that's like on the ground, flopping in front of her. but you also hear the mother like screeching, and her tentacles are writhing around. She's pretty angry.
They're all great scenes to join.
Something tells me I should get it from prone first.
You probably should get it from prone. It takes half your movement to get up from prone, but you need to make an acrobatics check because of the footing.
You'll
I don't even
never
know why I know.
He likes it like that too.
It's just like rolling dice in a blinder.
23.
Yeah, that you're just like push yourself up off the slide, over into position, back with the bow.
Like nothing bad ever
I mean,
happened.
you're an Eladrin, like
I fell on purpose.
Eladrin ranger of all things. Like
Yeah.
you like could skate down these in like rivets. Like anyway, so you are back up. What do you like? This is what you see. The big thing is really angry at her. There's a little live larva. There's a larva on Maeve.
Yeah,
You've
which
got 2 attacks.
Which one did I shoot earlier? The one that was already on Erevar or the one that was on Maeve?
You attack the one that's on Maeve. That one's
Okay.
already wounded.
Okay, so that one's already loaded.
If you try to get
The
that
one that's
you
on
know you're
her
gonna
is
critically
already
fail with
moved.
it, maybe.
Is already wounded from her smashing it. But you also see that, like, them two, one's blind, one's paralyzed. Like they're a bad '80s comedy.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but you know him, if he's
Hear
gonna,
no
he's
evil,
gonna
see no
critically
evil.
fail his roll and shoot an arrow at.
And hit one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the
let's
best
do
way
it.
to do it.
Let's do it.
Is this a boss
Confidence in
fight?
your teammate. Jesus.
I love it.
I'm just looking at the facts, okay?
Nick's asking us, he's like, is this a boss
There's
fight?
no way I roll another one.
Right.
It's kind of a mini boss fight. We're just really fucking.
We're not even supposed to be in these caverns, okay? This is charity work.
I'm not even.
This is
supposed
charity work
be
to
here
help
today.
an investigation that they're doing. They're mercenaries, and they took a job that doesn't get them paid, only can help them gain information on a job. So
That wasn't
Yes. Lord and Savior Ace. Excellent.
One of
I love it.
on fail from- yeah. Okay, whip one out. Whip one out. You gotta whip one out.
You know what Helen Keller named her dog?
So, all right,
It's like-
Lord and Savior Ace. I think you still have your inspiration.
yeah.
Does he get your addition?
No, I mean I can't make him learn
Doesn't
anymore.
gain any skills.
But I will let you.
Goddamn.
Since you provoked that, I'm going to give inspiration to Mitch
Yeah.
because you already have it still.
How did you know How did you know that I have a whole bunch of Helen Keller jokes on Reddit?
All right. So what's your target? You have 2 attacks. You can hit 2 different things.
I cannot believe that opportunity just raised itself
What?
right now. There was like no way.
I feel like. Would I know though that
You can see it. You can
Line of
absolutely see it. He's like swinging like this, and she's just his backpack.
I would say
So-
probably the best indicator that something is wrong is that I keep yelling that nothing is wrong.
I'm probably gonna shoot that one first.
Okay.
Because my two patrons over there,
All right.
they can't even defend themselves. They're so dumb.
Do it.
They're so
didn't.
dumb.
Wait, when did you use your inspiration?
No, he didn't use it.
So perfect, and
He
I
still
didn't,
has it,
but
and I didn't
that
use it.
couldn't,
That
work.
couldn't have worked out any better.
Oh yeah, you didn't use it. Okay. What'd you roll?
16.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh,
Does my one
it's
thing?
what he
Is
wants it to.
is my one thing only one bonus?
It's only
action?
one. So bonus action is for the entire turn, so you can only do it once. I would recommend not doing it on this
Yeah,
one.
that's what I was gonna say. Instead, I'll just do 11 damage.
Yeah, that would have killed it outright the first time. So
You know what?
the one that's crawling up on Maeve, he just picks off her like it was just brushing something off someone's shoulder.
Let's look it up. I yell out, did you see that, Jordan? Right, I speared it over. What's her name?
Oh yeah, he has. That's one of his favorite lines of jokes.
Oh,
There's
it's not my
certain.
favorite. I just happen
No,
to
you just have like there's certain buttons you can push to make Mitch tell a story or repeat a phrase or just like Pavlov's dog him.
My friends
And
call
Helen
reruns.
Keller is one of them. So You pick that one right off the shoulder of Maeve. You guys are free and clear at the moment, Arovar. The last one, well, you don't know that. You can't see. Never mind.
Yep, I don't know.
What's your second attack going to? The half-dead larva, or are you going to put it into the mother?
Put it in your mother. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not.
Rewind. Edit that out.
No,
Wait, what?
no, what's his face here? Oedipus. No Oedipus here.
I thought you had some gossip about somebody we know. I was like, who's
No.
doing that?
The mother.
Mother.
I see you got a pencil out of the box earlier. I
No,
just
I
want to give me a new one.
I just picked the box up so I could stand things on it.
Oh, that's right. It's down
Here
there.
though, there's more.
I just need something with an eraser
Yeah,
because
this one's got an eraser.
I use my erasers as a GM. I use the eraser a lot more than I use the lead. Like, look at these. Look at all three of these.
That's where those keep coming from. That's what I never thought about that. Every so often one of those makes its way onto the table. And I'm like, who the fuck keeps erasing? I was blaming it on Robert. I'm like, and I think it's cool when you draw in your book because it is cool. But then you're like, I look over and I'm like, how are these erasers all empty? Also,
Alright.
Robert gradually grabs everything to his side eventually.
Robert, come back! We gotta finish that Dragonborn
Was he already
campaign.
in that one?
Oh, that's right. You were sitting right there, weren't you? Yeah.
Alright. Second shot into.
I'm going to
This is the Oracle I
shoot
lost.
the mother.
It's going to be my
Okay.
protege. Xernex almost had a follower of like 3 different
You want to
ones.
put a hunter's mark on it instead of just using it for your energy attack? Or, I mean, you know, this thing's. The mother's probably a good target for that because it's probably not going to die for a while. But it'll just lessen your damage from a D8 to a
The hunter's
D6.
mark will stay too, right?
This is why I quit making
As long as you have
another
concentration.
Even if it
on it.
retreats, will be
Right.
still like.
You can track it. Hunter's mark like stays on it, and you can.
Then yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. So bonus action to hunter's mark it instead of using
What are you
your
huntering
energy
right
attack. The mother,
The mother. You.
the matriarch, the carrion crawler
Twitch.
matriarch.
He does have a twitch.
He does.
He does, but he doesn't
I
stream.
I fell off a horse when I was younger, and it kind of.
Funny. Nope. All right.
I don't have a Twitch streams. He has it
And
for my
so-
Twitch name.
Yeah. He's on it. Like, you'll pop up right now in chat.
18, by the way.
There you go.
Yep, that hits.
I'm the Rouge Rogue, and I was so furious about
Wait.
it because
I thought you changed that.
no.
You're just gonna stick with it?
Well, I haven't even.
Oh, you were the.
I was rouged to death.
You were the Rouge to death
Well, I was gonna
before.
say
Now
was-
you're the Rouge
yeah,
Rogue.
and I was super
Yep.
mad about that because
Yep.
I do play rogues. I know how fucking rogue is spelled. The etymology for both these words is French, and I let the stupid autocorrect turn rogue into rouge for me, and I just went enter.
And that
immediately was
became
like,
his name for
"Fuck
6 months.
Yeah, you can't change it for 6 months or 6 weeks or something like
6
that. But
weeks.
still,
17.
All right, you actually have some damage on the mother.
No.
I mean, she still has done more than you, but
I yell out, "You have stone piercing arrows!"
he doesn't call out what he was hitting. You just hear a loud
kidding.
screech throughout the cavern as your arrow finds. I mean, because this thing is coming like, you know, it's above you, coming from the furthest parts towards you. So it's coming down with its, you know, underbelly exposed as it's trying to eat and bite her. So yeah, you just get it into one of the softer parts of its segments, and it screeches. Some black ichor starts spraying down around Laura Dove. All right, that was 17. They go now. Okay, so the only one that's left is on you. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll the larva first because it sucks. Yeah, it misses. All right. The biggin. Any one of these. You guys are lucky. Yep, it is going to try to... 50. It is going, like, flowing down. It's going to try to bite you.
Oh, sorry.
What? It's going to try to bite you, and as it comes back up, it's going to lash out a tentacle at you. All
It
right.
should be able to reach me. Just
It's got a 15-foot reach.
I'm like 30 feet away. Right?
No, you're not. You move
You're
20 feet this way at an angle. I mean, this is where like miniatures would come in, but no. And it has movement. Like it has.
I'm just hoping for the best. Okay.
So with miniatures, then, how would you display 30 feet worth of height?
Oh,
Are there stacks?
I mean, that thing is 30 feet worth of height. How would I make something that is coming down?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I'd use a flying base, I think, and just have the representation of its head and just move that around
That
as like
makes sense, yeah.
the head's coming down and doing its thing.
That's cool.
But then I'd actually have other representations of where the tentacles are at because they like have a 15-foot reach outside of where even the head is at. So like they're out and you can attack those. So I'd even have like little markers for where they're coming down. All right. So bite attack on you.
Wait, just the head, so then you would have body pieces. For the
Wait, on
thing,
me?
too?
Oh, but
Just the tentacles. So like I'd say, oh, you're shooting at anything up here, but here's where the head is, and like it's out here, and like 1 dot 1 dot 1 dot 1 dot for 4 tentacles. Say like this is where the tentacles are currently at, so you
Gotcha.
can move up to them and attack the tentacles. For plus 7 is 11. That doesn't hit you. Tentacle.
That's pretty shitty. Imagine fighting this.
Oh, okay.
That's how big.
That's are you ready for this number? I think this is a number that we haven't heard since the Dragonborn game. It hit with a 32.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, what?
you got bitch slapped with a tentacle.
Yeah, this
so
tentacle's
hard.
like snatches onto you
What
Wait,
is
it rolled to hit for 32?
for 32. Yes.
How?
And what's crazy is I've missed her twice with that.
If it has a plus 12 to hit and he rolls a natural 20.
And it wasn't that though. It's way up there. You're close. You're like,
Jesus.
How much is plus to hit?
I mean, you look at my screen all the time. Haven't you seen
I
it?
haven't. No,
Fucking cheater.
I don't do that.
Can you see that? Can you see it?
Jesus.
You can definitely do that. People
How
have
have
done
you
it. in the past.
possibly
Oh, okay.
missed?
So, if you used inspiration on the monster, I'd re-roll, but I'd still use the highest. You can't give disadvantage, which we may start doing, but I don't want it to be used against the players.
Yeah, that's kind of a gray area though, because I don't want to start begging for giving
Well,
the monster disadvantage either.
There's a couple of things, like I don't want you to be begging for the monster to get disadvantage. There is something I'm probably going to start doing, which is, 2 hits give, like, it's better to use a 2-hit ability where you roll to hit the thing than it is for, say, a mage or a priest to use a saving throw ability where the monster makes the saving throw, because you cannot use advantage to affect that roll. Like, you can use advantage to affect your 2-hit, but not the monster.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I'm looking at doing is allowing advantage or allowing inspiration to grant disadvantage to an enemy rolling against one of your abilities. So that gives, and it's only one, so even if I fireball a whole bunch of people, I can only pick one of them. But their saving throw rolls are worse. Like, if you have an attack option and one of them is that you roll an attack to hit, and the other one is the monster gets a saving throw to resist, you should almost always use your roll to attack. Giving them the roll almost always is advantageous to them.
I'm down to try it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your game. I'm like,
Right.
I'll allow it. Why?
I haven't brought it up yet because, I want to keep core experience for the most part because of new players. But
I mean, we have new viewers want to play too, so that might be fun for them.
Right.
Like you said.
but we need to like skew it so that it can only be advantageous towards the party member.
It's so funny looking at the screen because everyone talks and it shows up right there. But when I see people talk, I'm looking here at our screen, so it's like I'm looking away from what you're saying and responding to you.
All right.
That's absolutely right.
So I hit you. I hit you.
So basically, at the end of the day, all you did was hit me, though.
I hit you.
Not a crit or anything.
Not a crit or anything.
Natural 20.
Nope, I did not.
Doesn't matter that the number is like twice my armor class.
I was going to say, there's a 32 hit.
7 damage.
Hey, we're still alive, boys.
Constitution saving throw.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Oh, no, this one's the paralyzed one.
Got it. 16.
That's exactly what you
Oh, it is exactly what you did. Holy cow.
Like the regular carrying crawlers are like 14, I think.
Fuck.
They're 14 or 13. The matriarch is a 16. So you barely stave off the poison and paralyzation. You know what you're at. It's rough. You're hurt. Doesn't feel good. The larva on you, it's going to try to sting.
I thought you already rolled the larva. You rolled it before the mother.
Oh, I did. So also the larva on you is trying to run away, which gives you an attack of opportunity.
Cool.
So roll to hit.
Attack of opportunities with advantage. Right?
Also, if you die, you're dead.
Oh yeah,
There's death saving throws, but if we lose a character, we lose them.
The first game we played. This is our 3rd campaign on this channel. The first campaign they played, they got up to about 4th level.
We were right around there.
4th or 5th. I think they like just got up there, and I had a first in my entire D&D career. Total party kill. There was such a crazy set of rolls to fail saving throws and then fail death saving throws that, like, there's nothing I could even do. It just, okay, well, everyone's dead.
It was you got like knocked out and restrained. I was killed.
Everyone.
And then Robert's character got restrained and also knocked out. And then once he was knocked out, that was all 3 of us. I couldn't separate, and we were just strangled to death.
And a spell effect happened.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone failed their saving throw.
Oh, that's right.
A couple people dropped. A couple people stood up. But because everyone failed the saving throw, they all took damage again the next turn.
Yeah.
That dropped a couple more people, and then everyone failed their next saving throws.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
Yep. And then
I don't know.
Oh, it was.
He got a fucking heroin bump from him. He's been chasing the dragon
No,
ever
I have
since.
not.
He's like, I'm gonna kill
Fuck
you
that.
all.
There is a button on my stream that I can hit right now.
Show it real quick.
No, I'm never going to do that again until it happens again. But I have a graphic for a total party kill to flash up on the screen.
The worst part was he left it up for the next part of our discussion when we decided what we were going to do next. So for like the 10 minutes that we were like, oh, maybe we'll play this, maybe we'll play that, on the screen was just like
TPK.
like that.
So yeah, it wasn't good. It was just rolls though. It was just the dice. Like, it's not something I put you in. Like,
No, it
it was just the dice.
You didn't try to kill us, yeah.
12.
Yeah, that hits. I don't think you cannot kill this thing.
Do I roll a d6?
Yeah.
You're plus 4 damage. It's dead. And you can roll. Let's see what you get. But that thing tries to run away from you. Like, it, lashes its tentacles and tries to scurry backwards, and you just smash it down and splurt it all over the ground.
He splurted it.
Splurt. Okay. That was on 13. Maeve.
This is the 6th round or the 7th? Because
Don't
I'm
pick up
unblinded
that
after.
die like you're to do something.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Hold on. I need to see something.
Because I'm naturally unblinded after a minute. We're coming up to it pretty soon.
Lesser Restoration is touch. So...
Well, she can't do that while she's paralyzed.
Oh, that's fucking true. God damn
Yeah,
it.
she's gotta.
Yep, she has to be able to
paralyzed
speak and all
roll.
that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's just spinning her action to
As
try
much as
to...
I'd like to be unblinded, I have to play by the rules. Does Maeve have Constitution?
She has a +2. Yeah.
What? Damn it.
I know how to make characters.
Yeah, right. I do too. I'm so charming.
Like,
Except to my party.
so she recovers from her paralyzation and
Yeah,
starts
you
to
rolled
like,
the
stand
Maeve
up.
die for that.
I did. That was a 14 total.
Lord and Savior Ace was asking.
I rolled the Babe die. My actual metal dark.
We're dice hog around here.
We are.
Oh my god, I can't do that.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll whip out the special die that was created and 3D printed from metal for me.
Friend's daughter is an engineer. It's cool as hell. And then he made the box himself.
Yeah. Then the daughter, the engineer, made the die, designed it, 3D
Well,
printed
he's an
it,
engineer too.
and then he's an engineer, but also a woodcrafter, and he made the box
Dude.
for me.
It was sick. I remember when you got it, we were all like, oh, like we were kind of arguing over who wanted to touch it next. Like, I want to touch it.
So, all right.
That's actually the best thing about dying as a character is you get new dice.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, new dice!
I still have a Yasa dice.
Well, they're not dead.
They're not
Let's
dead.
see.
Because I say mine.
They're just waiting for Robert.
Yeah, Xernax's dice are in the Mimic still.
All right, that was on 8, so we're back up to 24.
Hey.
There's nothing else left for you except for the mother, whose like entire like thorax and everything is within reach of you.
And she got an arrow up in her
It's funny you said thorax.
from yours truly.
Thor, you got, like, where did we talk about Thor's axe? That was crazy.
Thorax,
No, I
buds,
get it. No, I
thorax.
understand.
Yeah.
I teach science. What's
Like
it
you
called?
went from math to the thing that was harder than math. Like
Oh, science just needs math.
that's the fundamentals of
Listen, man,
science.
no, that's just the application process. But yeah, you're right. Sixth grade science is, I hate saying it's kind of boring. It's a lot of like life cycle and change of the environment over time. So it's a lot of like plate tectonics and geography and stuff.
So what you doing?
Guess I'll do another flurry of blows.
How many key you got left?
Well, I got 1 here and then 3 in
The
reserve.
amulet. But you have to take an action to get that out.
Yeah.
I mean, might be worth it, but all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, you should be in
17 hits. Do you want to just?
lessons,
I mean, you only have one thing to attack, so you can roll all 4 to hits.
Roll your hits first,
Yeah.
then we'll roll
And then
damage
we'll
as
roll
one.
damage. That's a bunch of-
Math. 11.
No, that's a miss.
Fuck. 11.
No.
No. Math. 13.
Miss.
math.
Not really a miss. I mean, it can impact, but
20.
Give me the
Natural.
math.
yep. So
Wait, did I do? Yeah.
yeah, that was 4. So 2 hits, 2 misses. Unless someone wants to give her inspiration, but right now you have 2 hits, so that's 2d6 plus 8. So plus 4 on each.
7. 10.
So
17
17.
total.
17.
That's what 2 hits.
That's what I did
Wait,
in one hit.
how much?
17? No.
All right.
Just no.
You
It's
smash,
actually,
smash, smash.
That music's from Skyrim or Oblivion. What was it? Morrowind. I think it was actually Oblivion.
It was Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim,
Skyrim, yeah.
Caught Off Guard. Okay, so you're just slamming it with your flaming fists. Radiant damage against this thing. 24.
Sweet.
You're still blind.
I am going to. Well, I've got a mace, so I'm going to take out my dagger and my sword and fight off any presumed tentacles.
Alright. You swing away.
Yes.
Roll.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, disadvantage? Damn it. Alright, hey, still not bad. Unnatural 20.
You think you're doing really well.
I know I am.
You think you're doing so well. Alright. So that was your 24. Jordarai.
Actually,
this thing's kind of
underrated video game music is actually from the Fable series 1 and 2 at least.
good.
All the music was done by the New York Philharmonic. So it's
Can I
real
move
rich
away
and
from
aggressive,
it
and this
any
game is kind
farther?
of half
Yes.
comedy.
And still have like line
You
of
can
sight.
move half your distance because it's difficult terrain and not have to roll. So that'd be 15 feet away from it. And that would make it have to stretch out further if it even can or would want to. It could catch up to you. I mean, there's nowhere in this cave it can't catch up to.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd be out of range of its tentacle if it still wanted to keep attacking her and you.
Okay, so let's do that.
Alright, so you just slide back up and 2 shots. It's 100 mark.
You're 20.
No, it's
Ah.
28 though.
Okay, that hits.
We'll probably hit.
Second attack.
Second one for sure.
And then
3's co-op was
12's
interesting,
not
but
going
number
to.
2 would have been
What?
fantastic.
No, that misses.
If you could share emotes, like doing the fart emote
So D8,
as a
D8,
duo.
D6.
Oh my god.
Because you have the bonus action free to
Oh, yeah,
turn into
sure.
energy. So 2d8, d6.
There's nothing better in Fable 2 than making your foul character shit himself in the closet.
So 11.
How many video games let you do that? Oh, it's so good.
18 plus 5, so 23.
Nice. Jesus. What are you talking about?
It just drives you to be better.
I haven't even said anything bad this time.
Mm-hmm.
What'd I say? A rock comment one time.
The rock.
Okay.
Oh, you ever fall on a rock, dumbass? That
And every time I like get excited about something, she's like, no.
So you back up and start plugging into this thing, like right in its face that's kind of like facing you. Underneath the carapace plates, it's a little chitin, or chitin.
It's
The chitin, chitin.
making me look everything
Right.
up. I love it.
Slamming into it, those things, like especially the one you turn into energy and smashes into it, it's starting to like reel back and constrict. It's chitin, isn't
It's
it?
fucking kite.
Yeah. Everyone says chitin, but like because
Here we go.
a
I can't
chimera,
believe
a chimera is the 3-headed thing.
Yeah.
It's chitin. Yeah.
I've been saying that wrong my
Yeah.
goddamn
I
life.
still will
Yeah.
say it wrong.
I'm gonna say it wrong on purpose from now on so I don't sound weird.
It's like thrashing and constricting and doing all kinds of stuff, and the whole cavern is now breaking and shaking, and rocks start falling from the top, and it falls down off the top after all of this. Everyone makes dex saving throws.
I don't need sight for this. Whoop-hoo.
Actually, you do have disadvantage on dex saving throws
Oh, baby.
because you're blind.
Man, it could have been worse. Alright.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
A 10 total.
Yeah, that's
I thought you got like a natural 1 or something. I was like, what?
Does it take damage on
You did the
rocks?
saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Damn, you said like that.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes, it is. It is getting hurt as it falls, but yeah, it's
It's nominal.
like it's not nominal. It's nominal to it, but yes, it does take damage.
I got an unnatural 20.
Okay,
A 15.
okay,
12.
okay.
Damn, we're quick.
All right. So
I don't know if my 12's good enough. But
You're dodging a rock. You're not trying to dodge an arrow.
there are lots of things coming down.
I
Like
thought
just,
we were trying to dodge the worm.
no, not the worm. Just the ceiling is
Cavern's
collapsing.
crashing
Yeah.
around us. The shorter I felt.
Okay.
might take a single hit of damage, just so you know.
So everyone that made it, which is you and Maeve.
Sweet. The two that one's blinded.
That's blinded and the just unparalyzed, take 6.
Hey, Nicholas. We're here every Wednesday at 9:30.
I can't go to negative, right?
Arizona time.
No, you cannot.
So we usually end at 12:30. So just rewind.
Got it.
The
Here
clock
we
back
go.
3 hours. That's the time we usually play. We're here every Wednesday. We usually do a closing and stuff. I'm just
take
giving you a quick one because you're new and you stuck around for the whole thing. But
I only take one of that.
we might be picking up a couple of streams, so come back next week on Wednesday
Yeah.
or set an alarm to us.
He's not dead.
Follow
He's
us.
a zero.
and play something you'll know. But it's cool hanging out with you. We'll see you around.
Thank you for thank you. Advantage on Jordarai.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, hold on. Wait up. Hold on. So
Yeah,
he only had 3 hit points left,
I only have 1.
or 1 hit point left.
So either way,
So
I'm being
he's gonna drop.
incapacitated.
What are you at after taking 12?
12.
So you're at 12. So all right. Don't waste the.
Yeah, don't
it's
use
going to
it.
end up at him at 0
I
anyway.
die either way.
The only one that would actually help is Laura Dove, but it would change the 12 to 6, but you're still up either way.
Okay. So I'm adding 6.
No, you haven't made it yet. You took 12 damage. If he gives you advantage,
Ordinary race gives you the advantage instead of me.
then you could take 6 off that, but you're still up either way. You still have 12 hit points left, right? So she's going to be fine either way. I wouldn't waste it on this roll.
Wait,
So
whose turn was this?
this was yours.
So
As a reaction to your
Oh,
attacks.
see, he hadn't checked your hit points in a while. He's like, oh shit, he messed up, he said.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We're not going to let you waste advantage.
so I caused my own death by shooting it
It's-
really hard.
Yes, but it's going to have these legendary reactions anyway. It's going to have these reactions anyway. Like, the first time it takes more damage than 15 in one shot, it drops the larva. And then at a certain point, it does this. So,
We all get knocked out in
Right.
RPGs from time.
what it did, though, is, it hurts everyone, but it lost its cover bonus from people, because it was having +5 cover if anyone was attacking it from the sides.
I think I got knocked out in our second and our third fights. I got knocked out.
So,
Maeve knocked me right on my ass in her first hit.
so
It's no.
Shake it.
Yeah, it's turn.
Shake it, knock it. Oh, what the fuck? Maybe that's why it's sitting over there in the pile of not used ones. Here.
You just need the eraser from that one. Use the lead on the other
That's
one.
true. Alright.
You have 4 of
This
this.
is pod racing. Do you need a pencil?
No, I got one.
Pod Racer was a really good game on 64.
Oh, that was fantastic.
That was on 17. It fell down. It constricted the ceiling. The cavern's, crashing, collapsing, and rocks are falling from the ceiling, injuring it as well. And then it goes to it, which it kind of flips over and rights itself. The folks that actually are up and can see and notice, the back half of it is really swollen, and there's a lot of this sticky, almost like mucus membrane around it. So it looks like it's been stuck up there for a long time. So its back half isn't really the little legs can't do anything. It can't move on the back half of it, but the front half is now whipping around and coming up,
That was
and
easy. There's no way to kill this thing right now.
just bite and tentacling you.
Lead it this way.
Her.
Well, we're coming up on the 8th round, I think, so I'll be unblind naturally in 2 more turns.
The bite is a 22.
That misses.
Yeah.
What is your armor class?
18.
The tentacle is
5.
a 24. So
Damn.
I got you with both.
Forgot to have a TPK.
Because we talked about it too much. I was
Yep.
like, show the little blinky thing.
Not
Nope.
if our
I'll save you guys.
not if
don't
our
worry.
blind rogue does something.
Hey, he's been kicking ass without seeing shit.
The bite does.
I've kept Maeve safe. I've killed a little one.
You have killed a little one.
Dude, I killed a little one.
You did.
And I fought off a lot of tentacles.
Sorry, damage 6.
6 damage.
My rapier's so sharp, I barely even felt those tentacles. I was
The
cutting so hard.
tentacles do
5 or less.
5.
Yeah, you have 1.
Yep.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh no! That's the worst. At least you have a +2. I got a zeros.
14.
16 for the save, isn't it?
It is.
Oh no!
All right, Lord and Savior Ace.
Now we could use that inspiration. Oh, that's gonna be
It's up
hard
to
beat.
you.
It's gonna be
It's up
hard
to
beat
ya.
12.
Maeve has inspiration. So, yep.
Lord's
Lord
tried to do it a
Savior
couple
Ace.
times. Go
Bam.
for it.
Thank you.
Yep. So, reroll.
That's unfortunate.
Oh!
That is unfortunate.
Is it worse?
Yep.
It's,
All right.
it's one number.
You are poisoned and paralyzed.
Poison and paralyzed.
Yep.
I've never been that before.
He just was this.
I was not just
Poison for 1 minute,
I was-
and until the poison ends, the target is also paralyzed.
Hey, wait, who was that?
Him.
I was blinded. And,
Nope.
and poisoned.
In the last battle, the last session, the first thing that came out, Karen
Oh
Crawler,
wait, the last
paralyzed
time we
you.
played, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same
That did
thing.
happen. I'm really good at taking
So-
damage as
So
like I'm
you
the fake tank.
hit the ground, paralyzed, poison wrenching through your body. Not good. Not good all around.
Next
So
time I'm making a rogue.
it's like just make a thug. Like make a
Yeah,
guy
right.
with some constitution.
Well, I'm not playing a rogue next time. I gotta get out of the box
All right.
a little bit.
So
Sure,
Maeve
you're
is up.
I'll just
She
play a
can
different
see.
type of
She's
rogue.
not paralyzed, and she can heal, or she can cleanse. So, like, this is the DM character. I'm gonna kind of put it over to your hands. Does she get Jordarai back up, or does she cleanse Loradov?
I'm doing just fine.
Are you still blind?
Yeah, for like 2 more turns.
Jesus.
This is the 8th row. You don't know?
I haven't even.
I was trying to keep track. I think
Yeah,
this is 8,
it's
so I
pretty
have 2
up
more.
there.
I have 2 more rounds till I'm not blind anymore.
All right, so what do you guys want to happen?
Does Lesser Restoration clear both, though?
Lesser
Or
Crush.
just-
All she has to do is clear the poison. The paralyzation is hinged on the poison. As long as they are poisoned, they are paralyzed. So if she clears the poison, it clears the paralyzed.
And her heal actually heals
Will-
me from 0.
From 0 brings you back up. You'll be at. She's going to have to do it ranged, so it's only going to be a D4 plus whatever. But it'll be enough for you to go before it and attack it.
Do that.
And neither one of those is.
I told you guys should have bought some potions when we were still.
Neither one of those is a bonus action.
Just so I didn't want to.
Well, the Shadow Stitch is a bonus action, but then
it's-
she can only cast a cantrip after that, or take a regular action, like she can shoot it with her crossbow or something like that.
Mages have rules too.
Right.
Around them.
So she could actually
But at
she
the end of the day, it would be
could
probably
death knell it.
it'd probably
which
be
would do
best if she
damage.
could cleanse her and heal her. Versus
No, they're
me,
both
but-
regular. They're both
Okay.
full level spells.
Yes, they
so-
do him.
Giggity.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, I don't know what the relationship between Lordov and Jordarai are, but
It
you know,
I'll
need
kill
not
her.
be
but
specified.
Maeve, you know, she's giving you permission. She's just a human anyway. So
I mean, we're both.
Heal?
If she cleanses you, you'll still get an attack next time because you go first.
you go first.
But
You go
seem to
before
be
it as
doing
well.
More damage to that thing than I have.
You're
You're pretty fucking.
no, you're
rough.
doing pretty
Yeah.
ridiculous.
You have the
amounts of
chance to do more damage. Just your last roll, you only hit it twice, and then you rolled lower on your damage
Oh,
thing.
by the way, since you went down, your hunter's mark is gone. Because you can't concentrate when you're unconscious.
I mean, that's fine.
So that
really,
spell, like
'cause-
you've used it once before. I think you're out of slots anyway. But
not out of slots actually.
you
but
have one more.
I have like 2 more. I didn't use a lot of spells in the first fight,
You used one. You used
Mhm.
hunter's mark, and you lost it.
and then I used it once in this fight.
And how many? You have 4.
Something like that. I have. I mean, this is random. I'm going to have 4 first level, and
Okay.
I have 2 second levels,
Right,
so I
so-
can use it as a second
As a second level. Yep. All right. So is that what you want to do? Get him back up?
Wait, what do you want to do?
Don't ask me.
I was
just
gonna say,
able
if we
see.
get him back up, he'll get an attack. If we get you back up, you'll get an attack too. So it's really like how close do we think we are to finishing this? At this point, I don't even need help anymore. I'm going to be naturally unblinded after a minute pretty soon.
And then there's the consideration where, like, if you get him up and he's the new threat, it comes after him. And it's probably going to drop him in one turn. But she's still up, just conditioned down. If it attacks you, if, like, it cleanses you, you get to attack, and then you get put down, and now there's, like, 2 people down. And now it's just a juggle of... She can only raise one person a turn.
Also metagaming. Like, does she get any roll versus her poison or paralysis?
She does, at the end of the turn.
Which would just take up her turn if she doesn't get unconditioned, right? She would just roll to get out of paralysis.
Sorry, I was disconnected.
So... If you want to metagame, the most advantageous, if you realize that this thing is going to probably drop whoever it's attacking every turn from the 2 of you, getting you back up to attack it and get it off her allows her to come back up, then you drop, then she attacks it comes over to her, then she can pick you up, and you just start trading off attacks.
I think that you getting up
and not, you starting to make death saves, which could be terrible.
That's exactly what I was going to say. At least everyone's still alive.
So,
let's get him up.
Alright. She is using Shadow Mend on you, which gives you a Mave dice.
A 1d2
but she has
plus 4.
to do it from afar, right?
Yeah. So, all of a sudden this black energy comes around you. I mean, you don't see this anyway, but starts stitching up your wounds. Like, it literally just, like, stitches into the wounds, covers the burns and the tentacles, and then fades.
You find
12.
your dong is ever so slightly longer.
She rolled max.
12.
She rolled max.
Damn.
That's a hell of a roll.
Yep. So 12 healing. Back up. Then she's gonna death knell. Toll of the Dead on. Because that was a bonus action. Toll of the Dead on the creature. It gets a Wisdom saving throw.
No, the Dead.
Yeah. It's that little bell.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
So, she just rings, like, she holds her hand out, like, she does that, and the shadows swarm around you and heal you. She holds her hand out, and this little bell out of shadow forms, and it rings, and it echoes through this cavern, almost like it was a cathedral bell.
How do we not get hurt by that?
It doesn't actually make sound. It's just it's not like real reverberations.
Gotcha.
It's just an effect that then affects this thing, which does 1d12 necrotic damage because it's already wounded. It failed its saving throw. Wisdom saving throw. It doesn't have much wisdom. She rolled 2 max dice in a row. 12 damage on this thing.
This NPC seems useful after.
This one's pretty good. Shani was super useful too.
Shani is probably one of the best ones we've had. We're just like, man.
Iasa was pretty good too.
All right.
Like, it's Iasa's turn. Like, Iasa's here.
That thing rings. It just screeches and kind of turns its head towards you two.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like, as it's like rearing up, because this time. All right, that is on 8. So we're back to 24.
Sweet, I'm going first. Jordan Rye, shout me in its direction. Are
you still blind?
Yeah.
You're still blind.
I have like a whole other turn after this.
All right.
I want to advance at it and yell and stuff.
Acrobatics disadvantage.
Can I at all like tell him like, hey,
yeah, you can yell out like,
move at your 8 o'clock or
yelling will keep
whatever.
you from stabbing you.
And Maeve is like, okay, and she points you in the right direction. She's like, good luck, and kind of pushes you that way.
Acrobatics. I think I might have that this
I
time.
don't think you do.
I don't have any of that.
Nope.
Boom. Yes, 2 of the same. 16.
Okay, you actually are stepping over this rock towards it, now making an attack at disadvantage.
Excellent. Woo! 18.
That hits.
Yes!
You kind of just like ah! Slash. And you catch a part of the matriarch on the ground.
Wait, let me just
Oh
make
my
sure
God,
make sure
so
that
terrible.
I'm pretty sure my attack is correct at 7. Yeah, it is. Cool. Yeah, that's what I got.
Oh my God! You finally do something.
I did, finally. Oh, I've been telling him to point me at it a couple of times, but no.
I mean, it was on the roof. You couldn't get to it anyway.
I was just waiting for it to fall down. They did their part, now let me do mine. 6. Poke it. Soundly.
That's but the plus. Like, did you roll a 1? Did you roll a 2?
I got a 2. I got a +4. Arrowvar!
Arrowvar.
You guys are
Arrowvar.
and I just like stumble into the darkness. Now a Constitution saving throw. Watch me pull out of this right at the last second. Damn it. 14. That's my highest roll yet.
Oh, so close.
I know.
You're so close.
That was just like a burst of like energy I just got right now.
Oh my God. Okay, so that's 24. Your 24 is
Get unparalyzed.
get unparalyzed.
It's Constitution
Every captain
saving.
can smell the
Constitution
ship
saving
sinking
throw.
and gets an extra bonus in his guts.
Nice.
Natural 20.
What?
I'm going to let you take an action. I'm going to let that affect at the beginning of your turn. So you're just like
you chose correct.
like you hit the ground and you're like no, like you see it going over, you see the stuff, and you're just like you just know, and just whoosh, your astral arms, like you're paralyzed, and your astral arms like whoosh, pick yourself up, like your paralyzed body, and it attacks. Like your astral arms are still going while you're unparalyzing.
While one hand goes at me.
So
fucking guy.
yep, go take your entire round.
Nice. I'll
So you
just
get
do,
2 attacks
I'll
with
do the
the hands?
regular unarmed strike.
3 attacks on this thing as you smash into it.
14.
Okay, that hit. No, 14?
14.
No, that misses.
Double check.
Yeah. Check that.
That's what I hate about Face ID.
This should be plus
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. 15.
Damn.
Fuck! Doesn't do it.
It looks like your arms need you to attack properly.
No!
Take my inspiration.
Maeve is giving you inspiration.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
no, do it. Do it as well. That's 3 attacks. So
There you
you
go.
can re-roll
attacks.
2 of those.
It's a lot of pressure.
I can't believe I held on to that fucking inspiration that long.
She rolled a natural
I
1.
did.
Ignore that.
Okay.
There's one.
What
Jesus
the
Christ.
hell? Did you get it?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
16.
finally. Alright, attack. D6 plus.
Wait, why is she ignoring the natural 1? That doesn't-
Just because it was an
was a
advantage
reroll,
reroll.
yeah.
Because you take the highest on advantage reroll.
That's true.
9.
That's better than being paralyzed.
Right. Would have been really epic if I just
Like if you
Destroyed
finished it
it.
off while you were paralyzed.
So, like, it's
Like
crawling
it.
over you. You unparalyze. Your arms move forward. Like they're trying to grasp, but they still have to hold your body in position. Like your body's in a fetal position. These arms are moving around monkey-like, keeping your body up as you unparalyze. And it's like trying to swing, and it's like smash, and it just like buckles this thing as it's going after like you and looking at Maeve. You're coming at it on the ground, and it kind of reels back and looks down at you. It's not doing too well, Jordarai. This thing looks like it's like curling up, and the back of it's finally starting to kind of move and drag itself forward. Looks like it just wants to envelop Laura Dove.
Told you I was kicking its ass.
So I'm not gonna do Hunter's Mark. I'm gonna save my bonus action
For the energy damage. 2 shots.
I can't believe I just stumbled out of the dark.
15.
Hits.
Whew.
Nice.
What
Yes.
you need. You rolled 2, 3 14s.
I
How?
want to see it, damn it.
What was
So
the
we can do the first hit first, and then we'll worry about the second one, right?
Yeah, what was the second one? Okay, yep, alright. So the first hit first.
Fucking A.
I can't.
Once again, I find
I can't
myself in
even.
front of the monster, too.
I can't even do
Yeah,
this.
you can't.
So that's 13.
We all gave our inspiration to
Wait, yeah.
Florida.
13 damage, but like the D8 plus 5.
That's fine.
Alright, so you're just like, you see it like about ready to just like, and this isn't just an attack it looks like it's going to do. It looks like it's just going to collapse on top of her and smash Lord of as she's like barely coming out of her paralyzation and under it and smashing at it and punching, and you're just like not on my watch. You shoot, and it hits it like, its head's up here, looking down, right here, and just the energy conversion blasts its back out. The head of it tumbles over you. You get showered in ichor as this head falls on one side of you, and the body curls up on the other side of you. That falls down, and you're just like, no! Pshink! The string breaks. You slip, slam back down, knock yourself back unconscious.
Unconscious?
Yeah, like not that bad. It was just like,
it's like
your eyes are like, you're seeing all the little stars. Slam back down. And
I have one more turn
this thing
until I'm
is
not blind.
that when a whole bunch, like about 6 larvae start coming out from the back of this thing as it starts to like shake and convulse. Yeah, and that's where we're gonna like you're finally wiping your eyes and starting to see as you're just hacking into a dead body. You're unparalyzed, and underneath this thing is that, and you see like the little larva coming around, and you're on your back seeing stars down in this cavern. That's where we're gonna end it.
That was a good session.
entire battle session.
Yeah, that was a
I'm
tough
literally
one.
never doing anybody any favors ever again.
What?
Like these people were like, yeah, we'll take care of your dumb worm.
Hey,
And then
you
we
don't.
end up dead down here.
You haven't ended up dead.
Oh, I thought you meant not doing any more favors
No.
for us.
No.
I was like, hey,
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like,
we're
damn.
You
doing
don't know what
this
you're
for
getting out of
you.
this yet. Because, I mean, if you can successfully complete this,
Yeah.
you're getting 800 gold.
Yeah.
This is more. This
Well,
is the
part of it, though, isn't it?
This is probably the most danger you've been in this entire game, and it is literally the most reward you've ever been chasing.
Yeah.
So, though, I have to say, like, there's no treasure here. Because this thing doesn't eat
Doesn't keep
people.
anything,
Like, it just,
yeah.
it goes eats bones, and it eats them completely. Like, there's no bones in this chamber because it's eating bones down to nothing. And there's no adventures that have been here before that it, like, killed. So I'm like, oh, shit, like,
It makes sense.
no treasures from this thing.
It's like the harpy.
But-
You find their nest, there's stuff in it, but it's mostly gross and not usable.
Yeah.
Like, you find a couple of things.
So, yeah, that was the first all combat session we've had.
I think so.
in this game.
If it's not, it's the second.
Like, you fought some gnolls. You did like
Well,
it was a pretty long session to do the gnolls in the cave. Like
We-
the gnoll.
We also fought Maeve's soldiers too. Did we made short work of them? Is that what happened? Because we had not Maeve.
the Huffers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty long one. But you still got to interrogate that guy.
Yeah, that's
do
true,
all
'cause
that,
We knew
yeah.
that the ambush was coming, so we kind of got an advantage.
You
on
started that
Yeah.
session, and it was pretty long to like go through the rooms and attack. But you had a lot of planning, like right beforehand.
Yeah.
Failing to go through as Maeve costumed up and
What
all
was
that.
that green girl's name?
Oh, the Gith? Helnya?
Helnya, damn it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. Helnya.
Helnya.
Now, I think this is the only front-to-back combat session we've had, and there was a little bit of sneaking forward, but you guys were pretty much just walking into a combat. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
I had
Pretty
fun.
good stuff. You guys kicked some ass. I mean, you did over 116 damage to that big one. Each little one had 11. You were blinded the entire time. There's been paralyzations and blinds handed out to everyone. That takes you just completely out of the fight, almost. And you still persevered over a massive enemy. So, good work,
Yeah.
team. And you've saved, like, well, there's still a little larva running around you have to deal with next week. But, I mean,
The ossuaries.
besides the fact that you're helping your investigation, you are also protecting a shrine and a holy ground of a god. And that does mean things in a realm where gods exist, or it can mean things. So, who knows? Who knows what advantages this may give you?
It sounds like you know.
I mean, someone knows. It might be me, but probably not. At least not until next week. Caitlin, take us out.
Alright, it's been another edition of the Wileyverse. We're here every Wednesday at... I never know the time.
9:30.
9:30.
It's 9:30 Arizona.
Arizona
Just,
time.
3 hours back from right now, your time.
Yes. That's all I got.
That's it.
We'll be back next week.
Thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks
Yeah.
Lord and Savior Ace. Thank
Nicholas Hayes.
Nick Lachey.
Yeah.
I mean
So
Nicholas
bad.
Hayes.
Corona and Lime
Inky.
Time, so always good to see you too.
You easy?
You popped in
Easy.
for a
I mean,
minute.
he's right over there sleeping.
Oh yeah.
So, all right.